Hello, everybody. It's time for some Tomb of Annihilation. This is episode number four of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation.
This is the fourthliest episode.
The fourthliest
very
episode.
Fourth episode.
That's right, our very fourth episode. And we are here to play some Dungeons and Dragons. And despite...
Before we start, 1 second.
Yeah.
Can you just remind me how many XP are we away from level 2?
3.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't get
I have
experience points for
7.
being
Did I
salty
math
in this
wrong?
game.
Did I math?
I'm already level 2.
No, 3 XP. That's
Oh,
how
I
many-
have at that. I need 7.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
no,
Did I
you're
miss
crazy.
4 XP somewhere? Or did I just math really bad?
am
All
I
right.
the crazy one? I think I
Listen.
am.
So if you missed the last episode, some of my players seem to have a problem with the amount of experience points they've been earning.
Can I
I don't
kill
have
a
a problem.
fish?
I have no problem.
Yeah, Little Fox is fine. We'll get to the experience. I promise. I promise you will gain experience or die trying today. It'll be fine. It'll be
Yay.
fine.
If you'd been on
but
meat grinder mode, you would feel too.
that's right. There's a big sign outside this adventure that says if you were playing on meat grinder mode, you'd be home by now. But we've had this conversation. We're gonna put meat grinder in the closet for now. No,
I just like thinking about how salty Dave is right now.
So we're here to play some Tomb of Annihilation. It's been good so far. No one has died. Y'all are doing great, and we had our first character reach 2nd level. So that'll be cool. You do need to survive till you get to a long rest, so don't die yet. They're lost.
nearly did.
They were lost in the jungle.
Die, yeah.
They were lost in the jungle, but now they're not. Everything is cool and good, and we're on our way. We're taking the shortcut back to where we're supposed to go, guided by Azaka Stormfang. But let's reacquaint ourselves with our characters, because I certainly can never remember anything about what you're doing or who you are. Elf,
Isn't that kind of your job?
no, I do all the other stuff. You're responsible for the character stuff. Elf, tell us about your character, please.
Yes, hello, I play Ishi Snaggletooth, the kobold fighter, but she's self-styled duelist of great rapier and floppy hat.
It's true. There's some great fan art of Ishi floating around there. Ishi's a kobold with a bad reputation. Your boon companion and trusted barbarian friend, played by Andrew. Andrew, tell us about your character, please.
Little Fox is a Furbolg barbarian. She's very large and very quiet and likes to hang out with animals more than people, and to smash things into bloody pulps.
I like that addendum. It's nice. Friend to animals and to plants, and smasher of things into a bloody pulp. Fantastic. Team nerd Malik. Dave, tell us about the beautiful archaeologist.
Yeah, Malik Al-Gharib is a human sorcerer. He's a very lucky dude. He enjoys long walks on the beach, raiding tombs and killing grungs.
Does he like to have fun?
Yeah.
Just imagine we start this episode and Azaka is giving you a tattoo that's like a grung with like a line through it.
Yeah, got him. Yeah, I'm a dragon, draconic ancestry sorcerer.
Excellent.
Done magic boys.
All right. And last but not least, the less charismatic than he thinks he is, but still pretty great, Arcturus. Tell us about yourself, Fishman.
I'm playing Arcturus Vivaxeth. He is a Triton Tempest cleric. He likes long walks under the ocean. And if Azaka wanted to give him a tattoo, he'd probably be totally fine with that. But yeah, he's an anthropologist, and he worships Istitia, which is a primordial water god.
Excellent. I'm so excited. All right. So the last time that we played, there was so let's just we'll catch up real quick on where everyone's at on the map here. Let me drag you back to where you belong. and we can take a quick look at what we've explored so far. So you'll notice I actually grabbed, because I was using a token before and it was confusing me with the HP bar, I grabbed a new token for the party, which you can now see right there.
It's a party.
Yeah, it's a party. So this is where the party is, and we'll follow the party around the jungle. And so you set out from Port Nyanzaru, ended up down here, and you are on your way to Firefinger in service of your guide, Azaka Stormfang. So Azaka is on the hunt for a magical mask taken from her by some terror bird people, some dinosaur people, and you have promised to retrieve it.
We managed to walk directly into Skull and Crossbones territory, however, blundering through the woods in a spectacular manner.
So to clear up the map situation here, my dear party, don't be afraid of the specific Skull and Crossbones. Those Skull and Crossbones are merely a legend to let you know you have entered into the dangerous territory. So the vicinity around what I'm saying is that even if you leave the Skull and Crossbones, you're not out of the woods yet.
We are still in a zone of danger.
I mean, what you're saying is the grungs were the Skull and Crossbone equivalent encounter.
Yeah, sure. That's it. It's over. You did it. You beat the world boss of Grung.
Is that we're in the danger zone?
Yes. Yeah. Now, Chult, as we know, Chult is a continent that is mostly unexplored. So the people of Port Nyanzaru have really not had time to build a highway to this particular zone of danger yet. But we're working on it. We're working on it. It's on the civic plan for Port Nyanzaru, highway to and vicinities of danger zone.
It's more through.
It's a throughway around the danger zone. Yeah. So anyway, you're traveling through the jungle. You've run into these strange, poisonous, deadly frog creatures. Known as grungs, who were laying in ambush for you. They attacked you, and it seems like the fight with the grungs, while also being dangerous for you, seems to have upset and frustrated your guide. She stormed off at the end of the fight. And several hours passed where it got to the point where it started to get dark enough that you would essentially need to rest. So what do you want to do? Your guide, she's around but isn't socializing. She isn't hanging out and talking to you. She seems frustrated and upset.
Let's long rest.
Do you want to rest
Didn't
here?
we already decide that we were going to have to long rest because both myself and Ishi were unconscious and...
I wasn't unconscious.
You didn't have to,
I
but
was
yeah.
unconscious, but yeah.
You could cut the rest of your day. Okay, that's fine. Now
I forgot exactly where we ended, I guess.
Yeah.
well, so here's my question. Do you want to, for the next day, do you want to push on at a higher speed than usual? Or do you want to spend most of the next day finishing this hex off? If you go on full high speed mode, you can continue. But if you go at the normal pace, you'll just, because you're ending your day here after this weakening by the.
Right.
What is
we
the
haven't
consequence
covered as
of
much
that
ground as we
faster
wanted to.
speed?
Well, let's talk about it. So if you move at a higher pace, it's going to be potentially more tiresome for you. But you'll be able to move more quickly. You can't move as stealthy. You're basically pushing through the jungle as quickly as you can to make up distance.
Run the risk of taking exhaustion levels.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, it's more tiring. Yeah.
And we don't know it yet, but we are heading back to the river that we strayed from.
That's right. Only Little Fox and your guide know that you kind of went on a bit of a detour.
Okay. I think it would be up to Little Fox and Azaka to be we need to get a move on, because not being on the appropriate path and being in this dangerous area is something that we might not be conscious of.
So Little Fox's strategy to make that happen, to do the faster pace, because she would want to do it, would just be to set a harder pace.
Right. So everyone has to keep up with you.
Expect people to keep up. Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't talk to people about it. She doesn't consult. She just is pushing through the woods a lot more
Yeah, I'd be fine with that for like getting through the next Texas day. If it
Tired
goes
kobold.
too many days, I might be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. So Ishi has to scamper to keep up. Arcturus, you're just like, I mean, you don't sweat because you're a fish, but like you're like breathing hard and having a rough time because of your armor. And I think all that takes place in the morning, like once you set that initial pace, Little Fox, at one point Azaka gives you a look like, okay, are you doing this on purpose? And if you just give her, what do you do? I guess so. We get a moment where the group of you are pushing forward at higher than usual speed, and at one point Azaka stops to look at you like,
yeah. And Little Fox like walks up so that we're both like very close, and just says, delays, time wasted, need to make it up.
and she nods. She is in agreement. Okay, so you are you're navigating. You have advantage from your assistance from your friend. I'm gonna roll for you.
Secret rolls.
Yeah, because we got to make sure you don't if
So
you
it's
get
my
lost.
survival
guidance.
of +5
And
plus
guidance.
Plus guidance, yeah. Okay.
And you would roll the guidance, right?
I will roll the d4 for guidance.
Okay, so +8 altogether.
Okay.
Yeah. The total bonus would be +8.
Plus 3.
5 for my skill plus the 3.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you're basically like jogging through the jungle at this point. And so all of you, does anybody, I guess when you stop, because you have to stop during the day to drink and stuff, does anybody mention anything to Azaka or Littlefoot about the new increased pace?
I feel like I would be a little bit too breathless probably to like have a long conversation about, or any conversation about like why we're going faster.
When is Ishi never not talking? So yeah, I think I probably do speak to Little Fox. And it's probably just a regular kind of Ishi complaining that she was already doing anyway. So it's probably not exceptional, but like,
Why are we going so quickly? Are we? Like, I can't keep up forever like this, unless you're gonna carry me. But I don't think you want to do that.
And yeah, Little Fox is just like taking a break. She's kind of like, hands on her knees and then like taking long pulls from her water skin and just like looks at you kind of blankly. And then just like takes another drink. There's just this kind of very passive, like, I'm just not going to acknowledge what you're saying. And then that way I don't have to like feel bad or.
You can't just ignore me. Come on, right here in front of you.
And yeah, it's like you're not even there.
I'm looking into your eyes.
she just has like a little temper tantrum, and it's like, fine.
Arcturus and Malik, we get a moment, I think, where the two of you are maybe stopped, and your guide walks up and she hands you Arcturus like a water skin, because she can see that you're having kind of a hard time. So she walks over and hands you the water skin.
And I think Arcturus, because obviously everyone in the party has their own water skin, like Arcturus would like hold it and be like, do you need more water? I can't. I mean, I used the spell this morning. It's and then like, like a deep breath and like, what am I supposed to? If you need more water, it has been a rough day. I could maybe.
She's just like staring like deadpan at you. And then she looks at you, Malik, and kind of squints like, did I do something like I'm confused. She looks at you like she doesn't understand what's happening here.
Oh, far be it from my place to explain what Arcturus's intentions are. Don't worry about it. You've not done anything wrong. In fact, you might say you've done something right if you're so inclined, though. Doesn't seem to be the case, Arcturus. It doesn't seem to be the case.
She just shakes her head and walks away. Like, I don't understand you people at all.
If I am,
And Arcturus would like reach out with her water skin and be like, "We get a. Do you need like?"
if I am anywhere near this conversation after just having like a little rage fit with Little Fox, Ishi would just be like, he likes you. That's it. He likes you. Look at him. Look at the purple blush on his face.
So yeah, just awkward luncheon while the group of you are resting here.
Super awkward. It's great.
So did you, Little Fox? Before we carry on, did you update all your hit points and stuff? I presume you.
I now have 22 hit points.
And you got your
because I can just take 6 plus my con mod. I don't need to roll.
7
12,
7 plus your
or
con
7.
mod.
7 plus your
Okay, I'm
con
at
mod.
23 then.
Nice. Yeah, don't forget to update your maximum.
High.
Oh, we got a long rest, so.
Well, none of the rest of you leveled.
But I get
But you
all my.
long rest.
Oh yeah, you should all be at full biz. The other things as a level 2 barbarian, you now have reckless attack, which
So I can choose to give other people advantage to hit me to get advantage to hit them.
I'll add that for you. So you're barbarian.
Thanks. I'm on my laptop, so it's
exactly. Yeah.
awkward for me to do it.
And then you also get my favorite ability in the whole world.
Oh, danger sense.
Danger
Danger
sense.
sense. Hey, Adam is dangerous. The hairs.
I love danger sense. It's the best. So you also get danger sense. So you can sense danger. Or you smell dangerous, depending on your opinions. Okay, so there we go. Barbarian level 2. All set with your stuff. Okay, cool. So this day goes by exhaustingly, right? Because you're jogging and you're avoiding getting entangled and really just making as much movement as possible. So you continue in the direction you were headed. So night falls, you rest, you encounter nothing but the usual jungle annoyances, and we continue the next day. So do you want to roll that blessing again for me?
Blessing?
Yeah, your guidance.
My
Guidance.
Oh yeah, you roll guidance. I use another spell to create some water for everybody.
Okay, and the intention here is to go south 1 hex today.
I think we want to get to the river as quickly as possible, so we'll go southeast.
Okay, and are you going at normal pace or high speed pace?
We can do normal pace today.
Normal pace today? Okay.
And basically, the broad strokes plan here is that Little Fox is looking for a good place to cross the river. So we want to get to the river as early as possible so that as we move along it, we can find a good spot.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, because you want to get across it before you get too much further south.
And yeah, my
And
original
since this-
plan would be to cross at that bend in the river where it would definitely have slowed down and be easier, but we're past that now. So we're just going to see what we can find.
Okay. All right.
It's important to things, and Adam hasn't been reminding us. I figured I would.
2 more rations.
He's
Right?
been in the jungle 6 days now, so you have 6 less rations than you started with.
Okay, but in the jungle, or because I fished for my food
There
for
were-
2
There were
days.
2 days you fished. That's it.
2 days you
you're
fished.
you're down 4 rations. Everyone else is down 6.
Okay.
Track your rations.
Sorry.
Do it. It's important.
Thank you.
Can we get to the river again, please?
Yeah. So today you will end up at the river. Let's see if you get there without any trouble today. You do. Oh, lucky day. So y'all are ripping it through the jungle with nothing in your way. Somewhere along the river, there's a group of flaming fist soldiers on a journey.
Serve the.
And since you wandered off, it's highly possible you could run into them in exactly the same way as before, but we'll see. So the plan now is to just continue through jungle hexes south.
Yeah, we're traveling along the river looking for a good place to ford it or cross it or whatever.
Okay.
At whatever point we actually get to the river, I feel like Arcturus is just like, oh my god, thank you, and like does some weird like, I don't know, runs to the river and like puts his hands in it and just like
Right, like it's the opposite of like the shipwreck like victim like on
Yeah.
the shore like hugging the sand. Like,
No, he's just like, oh my god, the water.
all right, can you make a DC 12 Constitution save, please?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
thank
I'm
you.
gonna watch out for those throat leeches.
Go, hurrah! And you have advantage on this.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
All right,
I-
so Arcturus, desperate to be reunited with his wavy love, returns to the shore of the river, like just splashing water into your armor, and we cut up from that to Azaka with her arms folded, looking at you like, what? I don't. And can you make a charisma save for me? I've got a little countdown clock I'm managing here.
why?
Just
God.
make a charisma.
Save?
Yeah,
For patience.
charisma saving throw.
God damn.
Okay, so her head shaking is not a like slight smile like what a charming weird fish, but in this case just like what have I gotten myself into? Like, who are these people?
And like to pull her out of her reverie, little fox just like taps her on the shoulder and like points like we got to keep going.
Yeah.
Like I get her back on task.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not
And so
particularly to try to help Arcturus, but maybe
yeah,
it's
so she
fair
just
to
says she
stand
says to you Arcturus, she's like, come on, and head south.
And Arcturus does that thing where he's like, okay, and like looks longingly over his shoulder.
Well, that's like you're kneeling in the like the sand or whatever the mud, and you like get up and your hair's all like dripping because you're just like throwing water in your face. Awesome.
A single leech tumbles out of his hair and into
Yeah.
the ground.
There's a piranha stuck to your finger. All right, cool. So an uneventful day. Let's do it again.
All right. I'm gonna get another perfect 4 out of 4 here. Just you wait.
No, not quite.
Perfect 2 out of 4. We got it.
Okay,
Ah,
so
yes, a good
plus-
old 5 out of 7.
+7 with advantage. Not too shabby. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you make good travel this day.
Anytime Adam says yeah, no problem, I'm like, okay, we totally just rolled 2 ones. Everything's terrible.
We bombed it.
So yeah, now that you have the guidance of I mean, Arcturus, how are you feeling? Are you feeling good? Because you're like, you reached the river and like things seem to be going good, and you're like, you spend the whole day by the riverside, traveling to the sound of its rushing currents.
It's so nice. It's real nice. I feel like we were talking about before, the previous episode, Arcturus was very grouchy and like not in a good mood. And now all of a sudden it's just like we're strolling along like city streets or whatever. Arcturus like at some point like makes the weird primordial like water moving sounds, and it sounds like it could be him trying to sing, but like
Right, it's like a primordial cover of Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows. But
sure, yeah. Mhm.
Oh, we're singing?
oh
I mean,
no,
It's the weirdest type of
it
singing.
would be a sea shanty, if you will.
Yeah. It sounds like Arcturus is trying to harmonize with the river.
sure, yeah, because the river's like making noise that isn't language, but could be mistaken for it, I suppose. It makes similar sounds. Yeah. Okay. So this, if you go south again, this will be the day. Today will be the day you cross the river, or like the next time that you move. So let me
Is
see.
the river like particularly fast or slow in this area?
It's been getting faster, right? The terrain. If you look at the map, the terrain's
'Cause it's getting
sort of
steeper. Here,
gets
right?
steeper here. Yeah, this is a hill. Like the source of the river, Tiriki, gets hilly, and then this is a mountain. This is a peak here.
Yeah, so it's like the sooner the better.
You're starting to climb. It's getting steeper. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna cross the river today, but let's see if anything interrupts you on your journey.
So the last 2 nights we've been next to the river, because I would want to not use my rations if possible.
Yeah, you can make a survival check.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're just doing like spear fishing.
Yeah.
What
The
did we say the survival check was for that?
I don't remember.
I think it was DC 10.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was either 10 or 12. It was something.
I think it was 10 for just me, and then it was more for other people.
Oh, that's right.
about right.
Yeah.
But
You're just feeding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness the first one. Okay, so I don't need to mark off rations.
No, not for that day. Okay, all right.
Well, I mean, how many days has it been?
Well, there was only
Because
just
we're all supposed to be marking off rations.
that was one that you've rolled. You roll again tonight.
Okay,
but
there was one day where we were by the river.
in the middle of the day, yeah, I think that you arrive at the edge of the river. You arrive at the river's edge, and yeah, I have a map I can use for this, and I can kind of show you, and we can figure out how you're going to cross the river because it's moving pretty quick, and we need to figure out a safe way across.
Okay.
So let me grab your tokens, and we'll talk about how you plan on crossing the river.
And when you are all balancing on one foot on the rocks in the center of the river, surprise grung attack!
Surprise grungs, river grungs.
River grung.
The river grung. Okay, so yeah, I mean this is just a general map of the river, but I think it covers like a place. There's about 100 feet of river between you and the other shore. It's moving quickly, but it's not rapids, right? It's not just like rushing.
How deep is it?
It's certainly deep enough that you couldn't walk across it. I think no one can. I think that you would have to.
It's more than 8 feet deep.
You'd have to. Yeah, I think so. In the middle, at least. It's not like.
I mean,
this isn't a lazy, slow-moving river. This is a fairly
It's
quick
like
river up here.
Channeled a very deep furrow.
Yeah, because you're in the hills. I mean, it gets wider and slower earlier on.
Would you consider this a deep underwater environment?
No.
Damn.
No, I don't think there are any river tritons.
The rocks that are there.
Yeah.
Presumably there are rocks that we could use to cross the river.
Yeah,
or
if you looking at it, I mean, you could try to jump from.
That's a long jump.
I got good acrobatics. I'm willing to give it a go.
15 feet jumps.
15 feet it's not that much.
No.
I like that you're probably having this conversation like in character, right? Like Ishi's looking at it.
It's not really that far. I could probably make that. It's not really a big deal.
Little Fox, how far can you throw?
Yeah, and she like considers for a moment and then like reaches down and picks Ishi up and kind of like does that thing where you're like weighing someone in your hand.
Come on, what are you doing?
And like puts her down. Like
Up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet before the jump, which you couldn't in the middle of this river. Those rocks are not 10 feet across.
Mm-hmm. You can
My
jump
strength
half.
score is 16 feet. So I would not be able to jump.
so
I mean,
Swimming is also an option.
I would be 100% down with swimming.
Little Fox, you could probably get me across there, but then we got to worry about how we're getting you across there.
Little Fox is like a boulder herself. I don't think that it would be
she could
too much
probably
of a
just
problem.
walk along the bottom. But guys, I think I know what the solution to this problem is.
Mm-hmm.
Throw Ishi with a rope?
The solution is log. It's gonna fit on my back. It's heavy and made of wood. If there's a dog here, it's gonna roll over it.
Little Fox has a solution.
But honestly, she's gonna like push a tree over and form at least a half bridge, and then we can kind of. Because what I'm thinking is, I drop the tree in the water and let the current carry it to the rocks, and it stops against the rocks, and then we have something to kind of help us along.
All right.
Yeah, while you're talking, Malik, maybe you noticed this because they're all like debating a plan. You notice that Azaka is standing at the edge of the water, looking at it, and kind of like scowling, like it's annoying her.
Not a fan of the water.
She looks over her shoulder and she shakes her head. It's like, I can't swim.
No, I understand. I only learn two out of necessity. It's not a particularly pleasant
means-
experience.
Arcturus's love can never be, 'cause she can't swim.
If a
never know the beauty
fish
of the
loves
ocean.
a whatever she is, where
A
would we
bird, a
live?
bird can love a fish, but where would they live?
A lot of birds do love fish. They snatch them out of the water and eat them.
I mean, I thought if you kissed a Triton, you could breathe underwater. So I mean, maybe that's what
I know
Arcturus told.
what
That's what Arcturus told me anyway.
I hear that if
So yeah, she's looking kind of just like sourly at the water, and not in a scared way, but in a like the same way like a little kid that knows they have to have take a bath would look at it. Like she's just like, oh, this is distasteful.
Well, if I know anything about water, which I do,
Which I do.
can I like? Is there any way to have information about where in particular it would be safest to cross this particular stretch of river if one presumably could not swim? Or I could just go and feel it out and see where it was deep or not, like by swimming.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty like, I mean you could make a check if you want to swim around in it. That's certainly a thing you could do, get a feel for the current and what have you. Yeah.
Hold on.
What
Before
would
you go-
my AC
Hold
be
on.
without armor on? I just don't remember how to calculate it.
So you should be able
plus
on your character
yes.
sheet, if you go to your chainmail,
Uh-huh.
if you click
Just unequip it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just click
okay.
unequip and it'll turn gray and
I can do that.
Hold on. Before you go
I just want to see.
jumping,
Oh,
in the
no, that's a
water.
horrible idea.
before you go jumping in the water again, I know you've been out at nighttime, but Azaka, you know this area fairly well. Is there anything we need to be on the lookout? Things that live in the river that are more dangerous than the standard fish? Piranhas?
yeah. So
Dangerous.
she thinks about it a moment. Much life in the river. Mostly fish, as you say. Hungry, dangerous fish, but she like
I can
looks.
talk to them. They'll be fine.
She looks at you. She's like, I'm talking, Arcturus. Looks up and down the river and says, but I don't see any here. The water moves too quickly. They'll be further downstream. The water itself can be dangerous. She looks at it. Don't drink it, but mostly the risk is drowning. And she like shivers a little. Like the thought of drowning is like, ugh, like particularly distasteful to her.
Okay, so what is the strength check I need to make in order to just like tear a tree down using a long piece of rope over the top of it and just like hauling on it?
Don't you have like an axe? No, you have a maul, right?
I have a hammer, yeah.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I could.
If I've learned anything from Breath of the Wild, it's that you can't knock over a tree with a hammer.
I
That
also
being said,
have
you
a hammer.
probably could.
I have a rapier, but it's
messy.
probably not going to be helpful for chopping stuff.
Azaka has her machete.
Hatchet.
Yeah,
Or
her machete.
Yeah. It's still not good for chopping trees.
Yeah. So I
I
mean,
can only destroy
these
like
tr-
10
these-
gallons of water.
these
It would
trees
not-
are all very like vital and alive, right? So much harder to like pull out of the ground by their roots or like break. They're quite supple.
Mm-hmm.
So building
You know,
a
that-
bridge would be
that-
very difficult.
that plan where I hold onto a rope and then you just throw me across, and it would probably work.
It sounds fine to me.
So yeah, like Little Fox has the rope out and she was gonna like try to pull a tree down, and then she just like shrugs and walks over to Ishii and like quickly like ties it around her waist and then picks her up.
So how many of you do have rope? And how much rope do you have?
I have 50 feet of rope.
50 feet of rope.
Right.
So
Tie the two
yeah,
together
I have the Dungeoneering kit, so I think I have 50 feet as well. So we have two 50-foot lengths of rope tied
3.
together.
Malik,
Three
Malik,
50-foot lengths of rope tied
are you feeling a bit like the person in the group project who's like, come on, everybody, get your shit together here. We can't. Nope. All right. Okay, this is happening now.
Yeah,
So-
it's been a week with them. He's
Can I just,
fallen to
like-
that position.
I could also just like grab the rope and swim across.
Yes.
I can breathe underwater.
Yes.
But throwing Ishi is fun.
So Ishi is non aerodynamic and actually not like that light. Like how much does Ishi weigh?
Like 30 pounds.
Yeah. So I mean,
just
30-pound
hand me the rope.
non-aerodynamic football.
Hand me the rope. I'll swim across before the rocks, before the White Rapids, and then we will have a rope to guide you along the rocks so that you can not just jump. I mean, it's dangerous, but so is everything in this jungle.
Like currently sitting in Little Fox's hand, being like,
Yeah, okay. Now that I'm up here, it's like a better idea.
So yeah, now the plan is tie one end of the rope to like a tree and the other end to Arcturus and send him across.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. I set up the end on the tree.
Okay. All right. So Arcturus, are you taking off your armor and leaving it on the shore here? Or?
I mean, it would.
Fox can carry it. It's not.
The thing is, are you going to give me any kind of advantage or disadvantage for wearing or not wearing my armor?
For swimming, I mean,
it should if it has
Triton?
well,
There's like
it's
a-
not special Triton armor.
penalty.
No, I'm not talking about the armor, but in terms of like, are you going to penalize or like, on the other hand, like give me an advantage for wearing or not wearing it?
For on the swimming roll?
Yes.
Yeah, not wearing it allows you to make the roll normally. If you're wearing your armor, it's heavy enough to be disadvantageous. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would strip and hand my shit to Little Fox and be like, oh, finally.
Okay.
Yeah, and she like bundles it all up
Yeah.
to keep it relatively,
Okay.
contained and safe.
Yeah. So you can, it's not the swimming or whatever that's going to be the problem. It's just the current. So yeah, you can make a, you have a swimming speed, so it doesn't count as difficult terrain for you. So it doesn't take that long. You can move 30 feet. 30 feet is your movement, right? So you can you can get across it in like basically two turns real quick.
I wanted to go before the rapids. So like,
The river is flowing this way.
Oh,
So this is after.
that doesn't. Okay.
The image doesn't.
The
line
image
up with
says
the-
otherwise, but all right.
But yeah, it's true. It flows. Yeah, if this map is oriented north south,
All right,
it's
nerds.
flowing north.
Here.
I'm just
Here.
saying.
It's fine. It's a good point. It's true.
Okay. Well, anyways,
So then from here to there.
yeah, same basic deal.
There you
What
go.
is happening?
Jesus.
There.
It's all bad.
I
So-
fixed it.
There.
No, but
Or
we're on
there.
the.
Just this way.
Yeah.
In the part that doesn't have rapids. You see these rapids? Not
just- Ignore the tokens.
let's not let this river hold us up.
I know,
for
I'm just
the
messing with you.
entirety
All
of
right.
this session.
Okay, so yeah, so it's just going to be a series of checks for you to get across the river if you
Okay.
want to swim before.
It's like when you encounter a freaking closed door, you stand outside it for
Look,
like
guys.
a million years.
All I'm saying is this isn't a frictionless corridor with spikes with super tetanus.
super
On either end?
tetanus.
Oh
So, like,
boy.
it's-
It's true.
Sounds
This one
funny.
has much less super tetanus, but probably more piranhas and
Throat
or
leeches.
I will say this: if you had some kind of magic fork, you'd be fine. Okay, so let's have you make an athletics roll.
Athletics.
Yeah, it's athletics for swimming. Um,
But I have I don't
Yeah.
have to make athletics rolls for walking.
if you
No,
were
but
walking,
in
if the
this
ground
case-
if the ground was moving rapidly, then yes, you probably would have to make a roll to go ahead. So yes,
It's because of the current, not
yeah, it's because of the current, not because it's water. So go ahead and just make a DC 10 athletics check to get to the other side.
My God is helping me.
Sure, of course, yeah, of course it is. Does this Shishia have a gender? Is it a gendered entity?
I'm not 100%. I think I read
It's
male.
It's gender fluid.
Ha! King of water elementals.
I mean,
That
even
would
then.
apply. They.
How do they help you? Roll a d4.
He. It says he. It's a male.
All right. So clad in your best Aquaman suit, you jump into the water and begin to swim across with the blessing of Ishtishia. Okay, so you got a +2.
So
You're fine.
15.
No problem.
And
All
then I have to make another one.
No, you're fine. It's one
Okay.
to get across. Okay, so now you're on the other side.
And is there a tree within, yeah,
150 feet of this other tree.
yeah, 100. Yeah, there's plenty of things within 150 feet. Cool.
Sure.
I tie it to be like, taunt, and then say, all right.
All right, we cock the wagons and float across.
Okay, cool. You get dysentery. So how is everybody
Okay.
else? How's everybody else
Okay.
getting across now?
No, I'm going to go first because Little Fox, not that I don't trust you, but you might pull the rope down. So I'm gonna go first.
Okay, so Ishi, what do you do?
I'm trying to stay out of the water personally. If there's some way near these,
So
near
I think
this rope.
of the whole group, you were the only one who could theoretically cling to the rope
Yeah,
and then
cling to the
shimmy
rope and
across.
just
Okay.
get me across. That's the
To
plan.
help her out, once she's on the rope, Little Fox just lifts so that the rope doesn't dip.
Yeah.
I just like pull it so it's like quite taut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna shimmy along the rope.
Okay. All right. Make an acrobatics check, I guess.
Yeah.
With advantage because of the rope.
Bam!
Nice. You do it, and you look graceful doing so.
It's literally just hand over.
The best stats of anything I've ever seen.
It's literally just hand over hand scrabbling, like with the tail as a guideline as well. Just
Mhm.
easy.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Totally. No problem. Like kobold scurry. Okay. Who's next?
Oh, I have a next.
Yeah, I should go last,
Okay.
basically.
Now, for the other ones, for the rest of you, you're gonna. Is it like you're not gonna be able to walk on the rope? Like it's not.
No.
Yeah. So you're gonna be like swimming, but by pulling yourself across, basically, right?
Yeah, you let the rope dip into the water and you have the rocks to cling to as well a little bit to help you along. And it's, like
Okay.
pulling on the rope and kind of treading water and working
Sure.
way across.
Yeah. I don't see anything particularly here that's going to help me. It's just difficult for me because I'm not strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have advantage though. So,
So why don't I make that roll?
hi, please do.
I'm a little far away to give you guidance. Sorry, friends.
Oh no, Mal.
Oh dear.
I'm going to spend a lucky point. Let's just roll.
Okay.
Oh god.
Alec, please. Hey,
There
that's
you go.
better.
All right,
So,
Mal.
like,
So what does that
his
look
foot
like,
slips,
Malik? When
but,
your
yeah.
luck saves you?
Yeah, like he's pulling himself along. As he steps, he thinks he's kind of got one foot up on the side of the rock, but it's like a bunch of twigs that are like lodged together, and he like pushes his weight onto them, so they're like all about to fall and flow away, and he's about to like let go of the rope. But then I don't know, something like really weird happens, like a crab that's like swimming in there like nips him on the ankle, and he like jumps, and as he lets go of the thing, it like the current just changes very slightly, and he manages to grab back on again like the last second. It like distracted him from panicking about falling.
Awesome.
Gets across.
All right. So you make it to the other side. All right. So Azaka and Little Fox. Who's next?
Azaka goes next. I'm going to go last.
Okay. So she seemed pretty fearless so far, but now she's pacing back and forth on the shore a little bit, like looking at the water, looking at the rope.
It's really
Yeah,
cute.
Malik shouts back, and he's like, "If I can do it, and I've got arms like this, then you can definitely do it."
Yeah, and Little Fox is going to give her a little bit of coaching.
I
she,
feel like
walks over and puts
Arcturus
this
would,
huge
like,
hand
yell
on
at-
her shoulder.
Oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she just kind of like pushes you away, like she's got all this like nervous energy, and she's just like, I don't want to do it.
I feel like Arcturus would like yell across and be like, "Do you want me to come back and help?"
And she just shouts across the room, "No, be quiet. I'm coming."
And so, yeah, Little Fox says to her, she says, "You know you're afraid. which means the fear does not hold power on you. You'll be fine.
She looks at you. She's like, I'm not afraid. I just don't like the water. And she sighs. And she's like, fine. And, like, takes the rope, like, squints and kind of gets in the water. Starts pulling herself along. She's like, ugh, like grumbling the whole way across. Let's see how she does. She's pretty strong.
So cute.
Okay, so if it weren't for the rope, she would be swept away. But yes, she's okay.
She can't swim.
Yeah. So she pulls herself out on the other side and like shakes the water off of herself and like looks at you, Arcturus, like somehow this is your fault that she had to go in the water. Like she's just like, I did, like she looks at you,
Why
but she
did you
doesn't
invent
understand.
water?
Yeah, why
And
do you like
Arcturus-
this?
Yeah, at Arcturus, it's like most people when they're like getting water like flung on them would be like, oh, like don't do it. But Arcturus is just like, you know, like whatever, it's fine. And he's like gritting. He's like, that wasn't so bad, right? It just doesn't get the whole like fear of water thing. It's
Mhm.
just like he sees it as like, oh, she probably thought it was cold or something, or doesn't know how to swim. Well, it's fine. It's not like, because Arcturus has always known how to swim, and that's kind of something that he doesn't get.
Yeah. She says to you kind of offhand, she says, if the gods had intended for me to be in the water, they would have given me gills. Like you. And she like storms over and stands up on this rock and kind of like sits down and watches little fox.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting perspective. Plenty of things go in the water that don't have gills. I mean, look at these people.
Arcturus.
it's not helping.
All right, little fox.
Yeah, so little fox unties the other end of the rope,
Mhm.
and like bundles a bunch of it up on the other shore, and then like takes a running start and just like leaps out into the river, and then like pulls herself the rest of the way.
Okay, this should be no problem for you.
Yeah, so I just make a strength check. No, I make a
Athletics. Yeah. Yeah, baller. No problem.
It's no problem.
You reach the other side.
And yeah, she just kind of like sloshes out of the water. Like she can walk through it about as easily as anything
Oh,
else.
oh, okay. So this time the rope didn't break, but that last time,
And yeah, she looks at you like she doesn't know what you're talking about. Like just this like blank look of like confusion. And then she like hands you your rope.
remember in the cave, or never mind.
Yeah, and like shaking her head and like shrugs. And then yeah, I give everyone back their lengths of rope.
I feel like when Arcturus was swimming across, he might have like, you know, caught a fish and was like just finishing like chewing on it.
Just look over and Arcturus is just eating a raw fish. It's like, well, I found it in the river.
I found it. It was there.
They're just laying around for anyone to eat. All right, cool. Well, for
Fruit of the sea.
surmounting the obstacle of the deadly river, everybody can have 25 experience points.
Yes!
Yay! Welcome to level 2. You did it.
So, I'm sorry, I'm so confused by the fact that Elf had a different number.
It's 318.
318.
Drop about it. It's 318.
Okay, so Elf was wrong.
Mhm.
I didn't think I was wrong, but okay.
Whoa.
It's fine.
You were wrong.
Okay, so let's do a quick level up, and then we'll carry on for the next day. So you should be able to find, since you're level 2, all
Next
your
level is 9.
yeah, all your
Don't
abilities
we
are.
we have to long rest before we.
Yeah, it's the end of the day. You don't
Okay,
encounter
alright,
anything
alright,
today.
alright.
Yeah. The only thing that you had to do today was cross the river. And to your point, Elf, had I rolled an encounter for you this day, you know it would have happened at the river, of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, right then.
Yeah.
It's just
How it goes.
Yeah, I get some channel divinity.
Yeah, so you're gonna get your storm cleric ability. Malik, you get points, right? Sorcery points.
I sure do.
Nice.
Um,
And Ichi, is it level 2 where you have to make a decision about stuff, or is it just a bonus for a fighter?
I am still looking up what I have to do. I'm just getting my
I think it's-
PHP open here.
I think all those are at level 3.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
You're gonna roll your hit points. All right.
6.
You can get your action surge.
Banzai.
Oh yeah, I get my action search at level 2. So
Which is
BJ.
way better.
Huh?
With channel divinity, does that mean you can turn undead now?
Yeah. I think that's channel divinity, turn undead, and then my domain effect, which is My domain effect for Tempest is Destructive Wrath. When
delightful.
I roll lightning or thunder damage, I can use my channel of divinity to just
Oh,
heal
that's
the max
right.
instead of rolling.
I can't
Oh,
wait
that's
until
cool.
I can't wait until you get shatter. I really like how you just Leroy Jenkins your hit points there. Like
Yep, I fucked up.
there wasn't even the like, hey, maybe I should take the average. It was like just fucking bonsai.
Yeah,
Okay, cool, good job.
it is what it is.
It is what
No.
it is. Yep, dice to the table. I'm proud of you. You're a maniac.
We rolled for everything.
Now you're making me want to roll. Even
Do
though
it.
No, I really shouldn't. I have to.
Do
I have to stand on the-
it.
I have
Don't-
to stand.
Do
You
it.
could roll a 10.
Peer pressure.
I-
Or
I-
one.
Don't stop.
Peer
Just
pressure.
okay. Hold on.
The
Hold
chaos
on.
plateau is powerful.
You don't have to be brave and strong or anything. It's fine.
Whoa. Okay, now I have to do it. Okay.
All right. It's
Let's see
fine.
how it is. All right, here we go.
I see.
Wait.
D10.
Dave optimal play the human over here. I'm with you, Dave. It hurts. It's hurting me.
Wait,
All right, do
I could get 6 for free.
Okay.
That's higher than average.
So as a fighter, yes. What's your con mod, Elf?
3
Okay, so you could get 9
I
hit
get
points
9
or
for free.
roll a d10 and add
or
3.
whatever I roll plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's at stake here is you could have up to 4 more or up to 5 less.
Yeah,
It's
fuck
fine.
it. No, fuck it. I can't.
Okay.
I can't do it. I can't
So
risk
you get
it.
9. You get 9 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We know the answer to that question for Dave. Dave, you're taking the average.
Sure.
Great. Okay. Cool. So let's see. Does anybody need any help with leveling up, or are we okay? Y'all good?
Should be fine.
Everybody's
I
fine?
think
Yeah,
we're
it's
good.
pretty straightforward. Okay. All right, let's roll for the next day. So rejuvenated and all having reached the exciting level of 2, you get ready to carry on through the jungle, heading south under the blessing of the water god. All right, so you got a normal pace today.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We want to be in good shape for when we get to Fire Fingers
Okay.
or Fire Finger singular.
Just one.
There's just one
You'll
finger.
see why very soon.
Got it.
And then it's let's
Yeah,
see,
fire
5,
finger.
8.
Just the middle one.
Right?
Okay. All right. And then see about how the day goes. Okay. So you're on the other side of the river now. All right.
Hmm.
And you're heading south. And what's great about the way that you're navigating is that even on the days where you get lost, there's a 1 in 6 chance you end up going the direction you wanted to go.
Sometimes you go the right way on accident.
Yeah, so by accident, you're lucky. Yeah, I rolled like terribly for you. I rolled a 5 and a 1.
Thanks,
But
Adam.
it doesn't matter. You keep the river to one side, and by the blessing of your gods, you continue south. Now let's see how the day goes. So 3 of those guys. Morning, afternoon, and night. Yeah, no problem. You're gonna make it to Firefinger in no time. So the day goes by, and you encounter nothing of any danger. You're good to
We
go.
encounter only further awkward Arcturus flirting.
Yeah.
The real danger in the jungle is us. And our feelings.
Yeah, so you actually have an easier time. You have an easier time navigating with the river where it's at. But not as much as you would be with, like, say, the coast. And you carry on. Okay, so you should reach Firefinger by night of the next day. Let's see if we get there. Can you roll that blessing one more time? Everybody, don't forget to mark. Oh, and you can roll survival if you don't want to spend a
Ration.
ration.
I would
there.
like to roll survival.
Fisherman.
My god's gonna help me because I keep forgetting to do that.
Okay.
So +1 to whatever this is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I
okay.
fucked up.
Yeah. So there's no good fish to be had today.
Okay, so that's a ration.
That is a ration. Yep. Okay. All right. So I've got your little fox. I've got your blessing there. And let's roll. Good test, Dave. Nice. All right, so let's see for navigating the next day. So you're starting to climb up away from the river. It's not so much that it's getting away from you to a particular direction. It's that it's getting rocky and you're being separated from it in that way. Okay, let's go ahead and see how that goes. All right.
That's cool.
So you're traveling.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. It's totally fine. Let me double check the difficulty because you're moving into some different terrain now.
Oh, I clicked that. Okay, figure it out.
Okay. And we will finish your navigation, and then we can take a break. So let's see. All right. So you set your pace at normal, and you are. Oh, okay. It's the same DC for jungles, mountains, rivers, swamps, and wastelands. Okay. All right. So you head up into the hills, and you start to maneuver, and you can see that Azaka is getting like noticeably like nervous. Like she keeps looking at the sky. She keeps getting spooked by shadows, and she just seems like skittish. Like her she's on alert. And if you ask her about it, yeah, she basically says, we're getting close, and that you should be as nervous as she is. So.
Oh, I'm certainly pretty nervous. Yeah.
She says, this is where the Terra folk live, and if you thought those other flying lizards were bad, the Terra folk are much worse.
I mean, they have the name Terror Folk. They're of course gonna be scary.
She grins and nods.
Actually, that's not terror. The root word is patera with a p. That's silent. And Arcturus goes on about like language and
Of course. Yep.
Draconic doesn't have any silent letters.
Okay. Great. Okay. So so you head off into the hills, and we fade out on the group traveling. Let's take a short break here, and when we get back, we'll finish the day, and we'll see if we can get to Firefinger. Stick around. We'll be back with lots more Roll20 presents Tomb of Annihilation when we get back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are continuing our adventures here on Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. So, my dear friends, you are all leveled up and ready to roll, and you are on your way through the jungle, through the hilly jungle, sort of climbing your way towards Firefinger. When I think you hear in the jungle ahead of you some several feet. Let me see. I'll see exactly. You would guess approximately, like 80 to 100 feet ahead of you. You can hear some like rustling in the bushes, and some faint kind of like animal like sounds somewhere ahead of you. Azaka like stops everybody on the path and like tells you to like hang on, and she kind of like looks ahead. What do you do?
Can I like see if I can make out what kind of noises these noises are? Like human language or non-human?
Oh, it's definitely not talking. Yeah.
Okay.
Animal noises.
Yeah, animal-like noises. Yeah, like grunting and like rustling. Hard to know much more.
Mm-hmm.
But you could, if you wanted to, you could try to like get a listen. You could sneak a little closer. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
I'm not great at sneaking.
No.
No,
you sure
no,
aren't.
I think we best just wait for Azaka
Yeah.
to tell us
Let's
to
stop
move
and
forward or
listen
not.
as well. There's no reason not to try and perceive extra information about the situation. I don't believe.
So yeah, sorry. Is this like we can't discern it unless we get closer, or would we be able to make like a nature check or something?
You could make a nature check here. It'll be a disadvantage at this distance though, because it's quiet and the jungle is it's loud. The jungle is quite loud.
Yeah, there's like cicadas and other bug noises and bird noises and whatever else. Okay. Yeah. What do you reckon? Who should give that a swing?
Who should sneak ahead?
Or just make a nature check. Mine is only 2, so someone else might be better.
I'm not great at nature.
Me neither.
I'm okay at perception.
I'm very good at stealth, however.
Yeah. So Azaka looks at you, Ishi, and says, "The creature and I, we could sneak up quietly, get a better look, and report back."
You know my name, right?
She squints at you and she says, "I do, but I have not decided whether you are worth one or not."
Fair enough.
Yes, got it.
I'll regale you of my exploits later.
And then
She nods and she says, "I don't want to be regaled. Just prove you're worth my respect."
Yes. Okay. Sneaking. Let's go.
She gestures like, "Come on, let's go." And yeah,
conspiratorially pulls red cloak around self and sneaks forward.
yeah, good camouflage. Okay, I'll roll for Azaka. You roll for yourself, and we will see.
I'm gonna spend inspiration.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, so you got a 15. Whew, she's not very stealthy.
God damn it, Azaka.
She's all talk. All right, I will put you on this map.
Effing suck.
So here's what you see, and then you can report this back to your friends. You sneak forward. And you see a group, quite a large group of men and women, all dressed in a mix of mostly Chultan garb. They appear to be a group of like traders, maybe, or they were at some point. Their clothes are now ragged and torn. They are looking like they've been out. Many of them are like missing both or one of their shoes. They look like they don't care much about their attire. And they have a sort of haunted look in their eyes. The closest one you can see, and this will be the one that notices Azaka. The closest one is sort of on guard and holding a spear kind of loosely in her hand. and she's looking around, and you notice she has these like glazed over eyes and like a big blue triangle in some kind of like azure dye like painted on her forehead, and they all have that. And then down here further, Ishi, you can see a cluster of them are grouped around, kind of like either sitting on this log or hunched down, and they're this is where the noises are coming from. They're with knives cutting pieces off of some kind of carcass, and they're eating it. And you realize even at this distance, there's a smell in the air of death.
Did you say they're cutting pieces off a carcass like these
at first
things?
that's what you think, like maybe they've like taken down a pig or something, but then you realize that the bodies, maybe you see one of them saw off and pull forth a human limb and dig into it with their sharpened teeth.
But what you're telling me is that the different tokens are not standing up, right? Like they're on the ground?
Yeah, those different ones are, they're lying on the ground.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they look like bodies that are in pretty bad shape.
All right. So Azaka presumably gets spotted here.
Yeah. Despite the fact that I'm using the same token for all these characters, they look to be a mix of Chultans and like Northerners. They're a mixed group of like merchants or travelers or something.
They are distinct from each other.
Exactly. They're not all exactly the same. Yeah.
So can I sneak back to my friends and report what I have seen?
I think when you are about to, right? You sort
like,
of Azaka when she sees the like limb get like pulled free, she like gasps. She's like, and this one like looks up and shouts to the others.
I give her.
Yeah, she looks at you like, oh, I'm sorry, I talk a big game. Shit.
Nastiest look ever. It's that look of like, you fucking serious?
Yeah, and she's just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like she covers her mouth, but she looks at you like, oh, I didn't mean to. So with the alarm raised, yes, this is gonna have to turn into a fight.
Yeah.
You've startled these
Awesome.
these people. So
As soon as one of them sees us and it looks like it's gonna start into a fight, I do call back to the others like, we're gonna need help.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, and then let's get Azaka going here. All right. Yes, please go ahead and roll initiative, everybody.
Right, initiative. I should do that.
That whole thing. Keep a track of who goes when.
That whole jiggity jam.
Mm-hmm.
I did it, but I'm slow.
Hey, me too.
Little Fox is slow because she was talking to a plant.
So Izaka gets to go first, and she looks at you, and she gives you a look like, fine, I guess I'm gonna make better on this, and draws her sword and runs forward. Because that's how she do.
Fuck, Azaka, come on.
Azaka is the worst.
You've got a goddamn bow, you dumbass.
So she just charges into the fray, and they get startled and like draw their spears to fight her. But she just like runs in to get their attention. So they are very much fully focused on her.
Okay.
So they're gonna the ones that were feeding. They all kind of start. I need to check if they have just one. Yeah.
She
okay.
has,
So they all have spears.
the worst AC too.
Yeah, but she seems to have a lot of HP.
Well, more than us. That's for
She's
damn.
been hit a fair amount.
Okay, so some of them are going to vault the thing and just come running, and they start to move sort of generally
cool. All right.
around. I think only 3 of them are going to make attacks this turn, but they're all kind of like
They're moving.
yeah, they're just moving around, being like, hey,
You're gonna tell me those corpses are gonna get up.
interlopers.
Right? Almost
I mean,
sure.
you're not at a good enough distance to say whether they're
I mean, I know
together.
I know, but like in a meta sense, they have tokens that look like tokens that'll kill me. So
there's a reason I'm using those tokens. Whether that is they get up and attack you or not, we'll see. All right, so three of the tribal the tribesmen are going to attack Azaka. She's trying to defend herself. So let's see, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so she knocks one of them aside. Like she runs in with her sword, knocks aside the guy's spear. The other 2 like stab her, and she's like locked in combat with the group of them, snarling and spitting.
You really need a better strategy.
And She shouts over her shoulder at you. She's like, "Sneaking wasn't working." Arcturus. It is your turn.
I would like to move forward. I probably need to just do my whole movement.
Like this is what happened in the Grungs too. She just ran in. All the rest of us.
I got this. All right. So remember, you can't cross the any square with a fern or a tree or whatever in it is difficult terrain.
Okay, so I was there.
Yeah.
What's the thing? Press space.
Everyone's favorite Roll20 trick. You click your token to pick it up. Hit
Okay.
space, and then you can tap space to create more waypoints on your journey.
What? I don't.
Okay, left click your token to pick it up.
It's fine. I just get to there. Don't worry about it. That is 100% okay.
Okay.
I'm there.
All right. Well, I don't know though,
good.
because you just.
I was here.
Thank you. Thank you,
I don't-
Asher. Yeah,
I'm
that's you have 60 feet, so
Yeah. That's way beyond fine.
okay. Where were you? You were here initially?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 45 to 15.
You can get like there.
I wanted to be.
You can
Yeah,
move yourself
that's-
back if you don't want to go there, but that's fine. Yeah.
I wanted to have some cover from these bushes. So like would this be,
Yeah. If someone
totally
was trying to
acceptable.
throw, you'd have like partial cover. If someone was trying to throw through the bushes at
partial
you.
cover?
Yeah, if you run and like take a knee. Okay.
And then
Also, if they try to charge at you through the bushes.
Yes, they get slowed down.
yeah, and then that's one action, so never mind. That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Ishi, your turn.
Ishi heroically runs forward
Okay.
to jab this nerd with a sword.
Okay, yeah. So you come running up, and this person, it's a woman, and she's wearing, she has a like olive skin. She was at one point wearing like nice, like travelers, a nice traveler, like high quality traveler's outfit, but it's like torn and ragged. Like her pants are both torn off at the knee. Her sleeves have been torn, and her hands are like covered in blood. She has that glazed look in her eyes, and she used to have her hair up in like a complicated bun, but it's sort of come out and is like hanging loose in her face, and she has like red smeared all over her mouth.
I feel like there's a moment when I get up towards her and I'm like,
I don't know if you've heard of me, but this is going to be quick. I'm the one they named Kobold Mountain after.
and then like lunges in.
Okay, go for it. Make your attack. Oh yeah,
Go!
nice. Okay,
Damn.
So
Damn.
14 damage.
she is an ex-person. Yeah, so you just run up and she lunges at you with a spear, snarling, totally overshoots, stabs the spear into the ground, just exposing her soft underbelly. And you perforate
Then
her
I
organs.
perforate her organs with the rapier.
She grabs her stomach and tumbles backwards, dropping her spear and falling to the ground. She seems dead. These seem like magically affected humans rather than say like undead creatures.
Okay, so like if I perforate her organs, she seems to feel pain and die.
Yes, it hurts
Yeah.
really bad for about a second, and then her organs shut down and she dies. I
Cool.
mean, she's still dying for the rest of the round on the ground, but she's toast.
I think
Yeah.
we should still double tap.
Little Fox, it is your turn.
Too bad that's a whole action.
Yeah, I just moved 60 feet. I just did my move already
Okay.
because I was like, yeah, nothing's gonna.
All right.
So
Malik?
there
Okay. I'm going to move and I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to move 20 here. Going to move 10 into cover.
Okay.
Can I still see, do you think, adequately?
I mean, it depends on what you're looking at, but yeah, you've got a pretty clear. You're in the bush, right? So.
Yep. I think this was the square I decided I wanted. Actually, now that that one is gone, I can probably...
Would you like me to prepare
Yeah,
a
doesn't matter.
spell orb for you?
Yes, a 20-foot radius spell orb, please, for sleep.
Okay. Okay. Can you see this orb?
I can.
Okay. Where would you like me to place said orb?
I believe in this square.
Right there, or here? I mean, 6 of one, half dozen the other, but yeah.
Yep, right. It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
And this is your you're gonna cast sleep.
I am going to cast sleep.
Excellent. Okay.
Oh, I have the spell card up. Sorry, let me just...
That's okay. It's good to have it referenced. All right. So you reach into your components pouch, draw forth a pinch of sand,
Wow.
Oh, that is not a good
is
sleep spell.
garbage.
That is trash. Just a lot of 2s and 3s there. On D8s, no less. One of them falls asleep. One of them gets sleepy. So this one of the he used to be a guard, right? He's still got like the bits of a shield strapped to his arm, but they've kind of decomposed and he doesn't really notice. So he's got like these 2 leather like bracelets and a piece of wood hanging off his arm. He climbs up onto the log to take a look, and he's still got bits of flesh in his mouth. And then he just kind of blinks a few times and then tumbles to the ground. And is just having a nap on that log. All right, Malik, how long does sleep last? It's like a long time, right?
It's
A
log,
minute.
log, log.
What's that? Yeah, he is asleep on the log. A minute?
A minute.
Okay, so
10.
10 rounds. All right. Sounds good.
We tried.
All right, Zaka gets 2 attacks. So she's lashing out with her scimitar. 1 attack on one of them. She misses. Second attack. That time she hits for 9 damage. All right. So the man nearest to her, she slashes once. He dodges it away. She slashes again. Manages to break his defense and then cuts into him, and he shouts in pain. And then they retaliate. So these 2 will rush to their companion's side. This one will move but not attack. And then let's see here. Yeah, so they're pretty much all just like charging towards you. All right, Ishi.
Bring it on, dirtbag.
So you're very surrounded. They all come running after you.
Jesus.
But thankfully, only 3 of them get to make attacks on you this turn. So Azaka gets attacked 4 times. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 2 hits on her. And so she's fighting them off. Nobody's got a real clear look at her, but you can hear her shouting and the clash of spear and sword. And then 3 attacks on Ishi at armor class 18.
Let's get a little crowded here.
1, 2, and 3. Okay, 2 hits, Ishi. You take 6 damage.
Are you fucking serious?
Sorry.
At an AC 18,
I know,
I'm still
I know.
taking 2 goddamn hits?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. All right, Arcturus. You can see Ishi very surrounded by a lot of these angry, strange individuals.
Well, it's cool. I'm gonna help.
Okay.
I'm gonna move forward, I think, to this space. I can definitely get there in 1 movement, right?
Let's see. 5. Well, yeah. 10, 25, 30. Yes. Yeah. You have to go around the bushes, but you can get there.
Yeah. Okay. And once I get there, I am going to probably just. So what you need for your pack tactics is for me to be next to.
I need you to be in melee contact with someone I'm in melee contact with.
Yes.
Okay.
Which means these 2 are pack tactics now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, I will whack at one of them.
I really hope these cannibals don't have pack tactics.
Yeah, no, they don't.
With my warhammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one are you attacking?
Oh, sorry. The
Oh,
one
it
in
doesn't.
between
It
me
doesn't
and-
matter.
Doesn't matter.
You miss. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
Where's-
come
where's-
up to Ishi and I'm like, yes, let us fight. And I've got like my shield in my hand, and then like I raise my warhammer and I'm just like looking at Ishi like, yeah, and then like just like whiff.
Where's the 6th thunder wave? I was looking for the like 8-person thunder wave.
You're all up in there. I can't like
also
hit
take
them
the
and not you. You're way too close. There's
It's
no good angle.
fine.
All right, Ishi, you now have your friend.
All right. Well,
so-
I'm going to attack pack tactics, the one on my right. So Pachow 18.
Nice. Yeah, no problem.
For 13
Oh,
damage.
killer. You did,
And then I would like to action surge and attack
Nice.
the other pack tactics
All
guy.
right, so he's very distracted. He's turning to defend himself against Arcturus, and you just stab him in the liver, and he grabs his back and tumbles forward. And then the second one, you
9
hit
damage to that
for
one.
9. Okay, that one doesn't die, but yeah, 2 quick strikes, and blood is spilled in the dirt. Little Fox.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it like this. Let's see here. I think I want
If
to
you
go
get on my left side, I could use some.
here
Yeah.
and then here. Yeah, so it's only 25 feet.
Mhm.
And then I will rage and smash this guy in front of me.
Okay. All right, so let me add a rage counter.
Yeah, and I will take my thing down here and
Okay.
I probably miss. I get a 9.
You do. Yeah, you do miss. So you take a swing. Between last session and this one, I added the little add 2 damage while raging thing.
Yep,
Just so
it's
you
nice
could
little
remember.
touch.
All right.
Thanks, bud.
So you take a swing and you miss. Your assailant dodges the way you smash your hammer into the wall next to him. And then the Red Fury takes you over. Malik.
Yep, I'm just still doing the math on.
Oh, what's the sunlight situation?
It's daytime, so yeah.
Oh,
without
fair.
without pack tactics, you're.
I mean, it's fine. I still rolled an 18 and a 21.
Yep,
so
exactly. Yeah, you're fine.
regardless.
Average says 2 of them go to sleep as long as it's about that much. 10, 20. So I move through the bushes slightly,
Mhm.
and it's more valuable for me to kill one. So I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay, sure.
I'm going to fire 1 dart at this friend.
Okay.
Yeah, because that one's already taken.
He's already been injured. Yeah.
Yep, so I'll roll that. Do I kill him?
You do. Yes.
And I'll fire 2 more at, I think, this furthest away one. Yeah, because he's the least likely to be able to get pack tactics.
Okay, sure.
Uh, 7.
Nice. All right. So you injure, but don't kill that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Azaka makes her 2 scimitar attacks. One on the injured one she was fighting before, and finishes him off. And then another attack on a nearby one, and misses, sadly. All right. So now, you know. So now let's see. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 up here. So they are going to they're going to start attacking. Arcturus, one of them attacks you.
Try me. I Wrath of the Storm.
Okay, what does that do?
It's when a creature within 5 feet of me hits me with an attack.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't hit. Never mind. I don't.
Yeah, it did.
What? No, 17 doesn't hit.
Oh, 18 is your
Yeah.
Okay.
So never mind. I don't Wrath of the Storm, but I was gonna.
You could have. Okay. So near miss. You block it with your shield.
And like you can see the static charge on my like armor and shield as though like I was getting ready to be like, "Ooh," but then obviously it dissipates.
It starts to like crackle a little bit. Okay, and then 2 attacks on Ishii.
I thought it was when it tried to hit me. But
Oh, of course. Of fucking course.
So the first one for 11.
Of goddamn course you crit me again. 3rd crit this whole campaign.
Okay, that's one.
game.
And then listen, we have some kind of weird number magic where I always hit you, and I always hit you really hard.
Why me?
I don't know.
All right, let's go. Keep going.
Here's the second one, which is a miss.
Okay, it's a miss.
Okay, so how are you for hit points now? You just take 11
I'm still
damage.
fine. I'm still fine.
Okay.
I'm at 5.
All right, so that was 2, and
Sorry.
then
What?
whoa. All right, and then one more attack. So let's see here. This is on Little Fox. All right, miss. Yeah, 2 10s. Okay. Let's see. Arcturus. I think that's everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Azaka. I need to attack her. So 3 attacks on her. 1, 2, 3. Miss. Okay. Oh, sorry. That second one's a hit, just not a crit. Okay. All right. Great. Arcturus, it's your turn.
Sorry, I killed the fly that was bothering me. I'm sorry about that noise. I was just like, finally.
You're a monster.
Okay.
It's
So
your
now
turn.
that I've
Roar of
killed the
primal
fly,
fury as she.
It's time
Alpha
for me
Predator
to
Blue
kill this creature in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna go for this fella with my hammer.
Okay.
If that could please hit ever.
No, you just fumble. It's not happening.
Why though? I have +5.
Yeah. It's a hard
Do you
life.
want to move 5 feet as well? So Elf has more pet tactics.
Where would Elf have more pack tactics?
On top of the corpse, one of the corpses, either of the corpses.
Oh, okay. Can I gingerly skirt around
Or yeah, over the back
this
there.
fella?
Let me see. That's
I'd
10
like to be
feet.
there.
Hold
Go
on.
Oh,
You
sorry.
don't have to go around. You can just go
I don't want to step over a
right
corpse.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad luck to step on a corpse.
10.
I would rather go around.
15, 20, 25. No, you cannot go all the way around. You're 5
I
feet.
can't?
You're 5 feet short. You have to go over the corpse.
That sucks. Anyway, I gingerly step over the corpse,
Okay.
and I don't like it, but I do it anyway because evidently mechanics.
It's helpful.
And yeah, you can see like Arcturus like steps like over the corpse and then like shakes his boot off a little bit.
Oh god. Dead person.
Ugh.
Yep. Okay. Ishi. Your turn.
Action. Second wind.
Okay.
Gonna roll second wind, which is now +2, I think, fighter level.
Yep.
So that
Nice.
is a lovely 10 HP back.
Okay.
Do 15 once again, back before I got crit. And I'm gonna stab this guy directly in front of me for pack tactics, stabination. Ka-chow, scrack-a-blam.
And this is the guy to the south of you?
Yeah.
All right. He yelps in pain as you jab him with your sword.
Give a whirl around and accidentally slash him across the face with the rapier as I spin too quickly.
Little Fox. It is your turn.
This one directly below me here. I'm gonna try to again to
And get him.
smash it. This time there will be a smashing.
Yes, there will be. Just barely.
For 13 damage.
Yes.
13,
Did you
Actually,
plus
sorry.
2?
For
15?
15 damage.
Okay.
My mistake.
Yeah, so he's trying so hard to dodge Ishi that you get a nice clear opening. What do you
And
do?
it's just like overhead smash. Like just
Yeah, he just
crunch from
crumbles.
Sledgehammer it down on him.
And then she like grabs onto him before he like collapses and like shoves him behind her as she pushes forward to like
Nice.
get at more people.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna switch spots with him there.
Okay, Malik.
All right. It's time for another magic missile. 1 on the target south of Ishi, 2 on the other one.
I softened them up for you, Dave.
Yep, they should be low.
2 that have taken 9 HP damage, so.
Okay, so that one's dead.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So this body pile is too high now.
And this one, I think, is dead.
He is, yes.
All right. So
Nice.
they have 12, but more than 9.
Okay.
12 or less, but more than 9.
All right, Azaka makes 2 attacks. Nice, both of which hit.
Holy crap.
Finally.
She kills one of the ones she's fighting. And then the one near Arcturus.
Yes.
Is there
Come
anything to
at
attack you?
me.
Cometh at me.
Same thing, narrow miss on Arcturus.
And again, the like crackling of static electricity, and Arcturus is very much like, and then like, I am brave and stuff.
And now it's your turn, Arcturus. So
I probably I yell over to Malik, and because we're done with all of these folks around us, I say to Malik, we are going to advance. Perhaps you would like to fire all of these, with the
fire your shit.
The creature came back, the manatee. Perhaps I
that's
don't want
just more than enough talking in one turn.
Yes, way longer.
Yeah, and that's why I'm probably gonna miss this shot on the guy in front of me because of the talking.
Yeah,
see?
you definitely do.
So I'm just like, Miss Fella, perhaps you would like to.
Jesus.
You're
Awesome.
very flourishy for a hammer user.
Oh.
You've got this little.
That's why it's so ineffective. Ishi, would you like to show Arcturus how it's done?
I will stab said. Oh wait.
You'll need to scamper over there first.
Move here and then stab said
There you go.
individual.
You got advantage but disadvantage, so it's just a straight roll.
Yeah, it's just a straight regular stab in arena.
That is definitely a hit. Yeah.
For 16 and then 8 damage
Okay.
as I stumble over a corpse and fall into the square I'm in, and the rapier goes through the guy's thigh.
Yeah, totally. That's what I was thinking too. Like right in the leg. Like
You only have one extra plus, and you are hitting everything, and I'm missing everything.
Well,
It's a player skill thing.
Yeah.
She just
Totally.
is good at role playing games.
the will to win.
Look, see, the trade-off is that I'm cursed to be crit all the time, so
Yeah.
the hits come in.
Live hard,
It's a
die
trade-off.
fast.
It's a trade-off. Yeah.
Little Fox, it's your turn. Do your thing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move here,
Okay.
and in the words of my good friend Distracted Elf, Wapaka Chow.
Yeah.
So hit with a 15.
Oh, yeah,
and I
no
deal-
problem.
See, Andrew, you just gotta
10
invoke the
damage.
magic words and the dice.
I understand the power.
Okay. So that whole cluster of them is just corpse-fied now. Malik?
Light them on fire.
I move out of cover.
Okay.
Do you want to do 10 feet into the squares or out of the squares?
It's into.
Okay, so that's fine then, because I went from in one to outside of it. Yeah, either of the ones that Azaka's fighting injured?
Not
Can I
that
see
you not that you can see at a glance, no.
Okay. Do you want me to make attack rolls to hit things that are lying motionless on the ground? Second question.
What are you attack rolling?
I was thinking.
Like a
one of the-
firebolt?
Yeah.
On one of the corpses?
Yep.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, technically, yes, because that's the rules.
In that case, I will
Yeah.
attack a living target instead.
Okay.
If I can fail at doing it. there's-
Yeah, you'd have disadvantage too because they're prone.
Yep. I firebolt
Nice. Yeah, no problem.
the furthest away one, I guess, because I see my friends charging forwards.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You get a clear shot on it.
I do 10 damage.
Nice. All right. So that particular warrior is scorched badly by hot glass.
11 health. We did it, team. We worked it
You
out.
did the math. All right, let's see if Azaka can finish him off. So Azaka takes a swing with her scimitar. Misses. She takes another swing. And just the guy's head just macheted. So the first one, she knocks the spear out of the way, and he looks startled, tries to get the spear back in place to defend himself, and then she just sinks the machete into his neck. It goes most of the way through, and he tumbles bloody into the bushes. The last tribal warrior guy is gonna run for it. So Azaka gets her attack of opportunity on him. And then he's going to run. Okay. Hits. Sorry, not that second one. Hits for 8. Doesn't kill him. And then he's going to run for it. So. Okay. There you go. Arcturus, what are you going to do? You got this
Um,
far. Let's zoom out here.
I'm going to try and let's see, how far is that fella? 80.
I feel bad from all these like aggressive arrows. Just how far away is this guy?
How far away is this guy?
If I drop my rapier and draw my crossbow, I can get him.
I mean, yeah, that was my thing. Is I was gonna draw my crossbow and try and
You certainly could. Yeah.
because it's 80 feet. 60
Oh,
Yeah, you hit.
for once in my goddamn life.
Down he
Right?
goes.
Woo!
Should have been a ranged cleric. So yeah, just and you fire, hit him right in the back, and he's like, "Ugh," and like goes to grab at the arrow and like falls down, kind of groans a little, and then goes limp in the dirt.
Arcturus does the whole like pufferfish chest puffing, and then is like, yeah, took care of that for you.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So Azaka is like walking over towards the bodies. The fight itself is over. There's a sleeping one who'll be asleep for another 35.
Can we double tap or burn?
I mean,
corpses?
yeah. You can do whatever you want. I mean, the fight's over at least until
I'm
this
gonna
guy
go
wakes
over
up.
to our sleeping friend, and give him a good old stabbing.
I just don't trust anything to stay dead in this jungle.
Yeah, that's fine.
Little Fox goes over to the 3 dongles.
Are we out of
here.
initiative order now?
Yes, yeah.
We are.
Just tell me what you're doing with the sleeping guy, because you only have
Murdering him.
like
One attack.
a minute. Okay.
Oh wait,
so you just-
I'm not gonna murder him. I'm going to argue against murdering
okay.
someone who's.
So standing above the sleeping guy,
Yes.
I look over at Malik, and I say, or I don't know which pronunciation
It's
is
Malik.
anymore.
You got it right.
And look over at Malik and say, this one, wait, just the sword, or you want to talk to him, or
No, excuse me. Are we?
I'm
Is
not.
he not dead? We don't. We kill people who attack us, not people that are lying unconscious on the ground.
Have you seen his mouth? Have you seen the corpses? Pretty sure he'd eat us given the opportunity. But
Well, let's not give him the opportunity.
fair
then.
enough. You wanna bring him up? Fine.
Yeah,
We-
tie him up. See if we can get anything useful out of him.
This conversation is punctuated by the dull thud of Little Fox going over to these 3 corpses and just like smashing their heads in so they turn into zombies. That's her thinking.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've gotten my rope out, and I'm gonna tie this guy's hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I ask Malik, I'm like, I'm not as good with fire. We could dispatch with these in a similar way to Little Fox, or if you think you could burn them.
He's like looking at you, and there's like lightning still crackling on his hands after he's like just jammed his fingers into one of their like faces. It's just like Emperor Palpatining him. Yeah.
So
I was thinking-
Azaka says to whoever is nearest her, I guess Little Fox and Ishi. She's looking at the one of the bodies with the people you killed with the triangles on their forehead, and she says, "Not undead, these ones."
I figured that out when I stabbed it in the gut. It fell over.
And she looks at you and she's like, "I'm saying they're humans."
And like with Malik dispatching of double tapping those corpses, I would like come over and I want to take a look at the things that they were eating.
Yeah. So they're
Adam.
Yeah.
Point of order, just before we move on, and
Sure.
I know the sleeping guy's gonna wake up. So,
Yes.
Do I need to roll anything to tie his hands, like a sleight of hand or something? to make-
no, I don't think so. He's unconscious, so
All right. So
it's fine. If there's
Tied his
there's a point where we need it, I'll get you to roll like how good is the knot or whatever.
tied his
later.
hands, and I'm within 5 feet. So if he gets up and runs away,
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Sorry, the bodies that they were chewing on. Yeah, these are it's hard to distinguish them except for the fact that they've been like chewed on, but they look like corpses that have been out here a while. either like laying here or whatever. But yeah, they've been like cut up with sharp objects. They're missing pieces of flesh. Some of them are missing limbs. It looks like they were dragged here and then cut up. Yeah.
Is there an amount of blood that would suggest that they were cut up while they were still alive, or cut up while they were
I
dead?
mean, if you want to try to CSI that shit, you could, but like that's at a glance very difficult to tell whether these wounds are inflicted pre or post mortem.
I mean, I guess
Arcturus is
CSI
a
or
man of the
medicine.
CSI.
So that would be investigation and not like any kind of medicine related thing.
No, that'd be medicine for sure.
Okay, yeah, I would like to medicine to see whether this is pre or post mortem chewing.
Okay, I'm gonna call it like DC 17.
Okay.
It's very difficult. You got
DC
it. All
17.
right. So there's a mix of old wounds and new wounds. One of them was like missing its arm. It's been missing an arm for a very long time. But then its other arm, it's cut off and it's much like fresher. So there's a mix of pre and post mortem injuries, and some of the pre mortem injuries are like lethal.
So they were using them as snacks before and after?
I couldn't tell you.
Potentially.
Yeah. I mean, some of them you can see that they've avoided areas where the flesh has started to rot.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe these bodies were dug up and then like cut up and eaten, or
they're zombie bodies that they're eating.
Okay.
yeah. And Azaka is just like sitting there like creeped out by this whole situation.
Yeah, I think that there's like a different attitude that Arcturus puts on, like as soon as he like squats down over the corpses, which is very much like not the like squirmy, silly, flirty Arcturus. It's very much like, oh right, this person is a scholar of some sorts, and you can tell that there's a different attitude when he goes about it. And he stands up and he brushes off his hands and does a little like shiver, and then he says, it's hard to tell whether they were eating these things just because they were hungry and they were available, or if indeed they are cannibals.
Hey.
Intentionally.
You're both. I'd like pointing to Arcturus and Malik. You're both researchers, right?
Of the sort?
Significance of the purple triangle on their heads.
What would I?
Yeah, I don't know. Do we?
I mean,
What
not at a glance.
I'm gonna roll religion
Okay, sure.
to see if I know what this is.
You recognize it as a symbol of a particular religion. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Your religion scores better than mine.
Yeah,
Which
I got a
pretty well.
14.
14.
Yeah.
You don't recognize it as a sign of any religion you know.
Do you want to try Arcana, Malik? Or
They
maybe
are magically
history?
compelled into this cannibalism.
I mean, he's not awake yet, so we can't ask. Is he waking up?
I mean, you can wait. I mean, he's probably starting to wake up now.
I give him a little kick.
Again, while everyone is debating and thinking about things, Little Fox is just like in her own little world and just like has walked over to some of the cultists, and I'm gonna use detect magic
Ah, okay, sure.
because it's one of my Furbolg spells that I can do. So
Okay. All right.
I do that.
so
Are they
what-
magical?
So it'll take you a minute to like work that out. But so first, Malik.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a simple symbol, right? That like it's real hard to tell. They obviously they're using it as some kind of like way to mark them as part of a group or a tribe, but it's not explicitly like a magical. Like it looks self-applied. I think maybe you can see like one of them has like blue paint on in the imprints of their thumb or something like that's self-applied.
Yeah.
They haven't been like
It was more, I figure, if there was, if they were using specific ink, because
yeah.
inscribe things magically. If it's just like dye from a plant or whatever, he says, doesn't seem so. It just seems to be a marking of belonging of some kind.
Just wanted
As
to make
he's
sure.
just like reaching down, just electrifying their brains, which is like
Sure.
lamp.
Okay. So yeah. How long is detect magic going to take? Longer than it takes this guy to wake up?
Do you
I
cast
guess?
it as a ritual or just as its regular form?
Just as a regular thing.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you don't detect any magic around. They don't appear to have any kind of spell controlling them or anything like that.
Yeah, and like so beyond the kind of aftermath of Malik electrifying and fireballing them and stuff.
Someone should
no
also
other
search
magic
the
in the
body.
area. Yeah, and she just like kind of walks a quick perimeter and is like looking at stuff and just checking around while she's in this kind of mode.
Okay.
To see if there's any, spoopy magic at play. But if not, then she just like sits on a log.
Okay. Yeah, they don't have anything on them aside from the spears they were carrying. And then your captive starts to wake up. And he kind of like blinks hard a few times and snarls, and you can see
Whoa.
his teeth are all like sharpened.
Okay.
And he
Just-
like looks around and like pulls at his restraints, but not like hard. He just like realizes he has them and is like,
don't be thinking you can go anywhere. We got you nice and surrounded here. Do you talk? Do you speak common?
and he sneers and he says, "I have nothing to say to you."
Oh, yes, common indeed. That's good. That's good. Well, you have some choices, right? You see, all of your friends are dead. Foolhardy of them to just go attacking strangers in the woods. But we would like to and Arcturus looks around and is like, well, I would like to not kill a helpless prisoner. So if you could give us some information and promise not to just bring more of your friends, we could let you go. And then Arcturus says we could, knowing that it's probably not gonna happen.
I didn't realize when we were making this plan, but this is a freaking awful plan.
You don't kill someone who's laying there unconscious. At the very least, give them a chance to fight. There's no court system here.
Can
but
we save the debate for when we don't have a prisoner?
Right.
They don't need to hear all of this.
Yeah, he's just like watching you argue.
Anyway, would you prefer a duel to the death, or would you like to talk with us?
And he snarls and like
Wait.
when he talks, you can see like the dried blood in his face, like kind of like cracking as he like sneers, and his pale skin is like marked with mud and filth. And he looks up at you and he says, "Pick one of the 9 hells and go there, creature."
I mean, that would be interesting. I don't currently have the ability to do so, but maybe someday.
Malik, are you standing close enough that he can see you? Like it looks like on the map you're standing on the other side of the log and he's like sitting on it. But
yeah, I'm planning on like staying behind the log that he's like pushed up against,
so he can't see you.
So I can be menacing behind him.
Okay.
If I need to be.
Because currently he can't see any other like humans. He just sees a furbolg, a kobold, and a triton. And he just basically tells you to go to hell, and then.
Would you like to fight him, Ishi? We could let them run, and
I mean, I would have liked to fight him before, but now we're in this dumb situation.
Obviously, this man, like his compatriots, would kill us given the chance. There's no court of law here, but I think that a duel to the death is appropriate.
Well, okay.
Why don't you come up with those rules for the duel and work out the logistics? Now, I also have some questions for you, Cannibal.
And he kind of like turns, like he's trying to look at the voice behind him, but he's sitting and can't see you.
Are there more of your tribe out here? More of your people?
And he smiles and he says, "We are everywhere."
I'm sure you are. It's very scary. Where is your camp?
he shakes his head and he says, "Keep wandering the jungle, fools. You'll stumble upon it soon enough."
Now, I like making maps, so I'd prefer if you're a little more specific. And I like reach one hand over and I kind of put it like close to his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And I just send like a little bit of a jolt of electricity through him.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So he yelps in pain and kind of like rides away from your hand, and like hisses, and he says, "Kill me and be done with it. I'm not going to tell you anything you want to know."
All right. Well, you heard the man. Doesn't seem like he's got anything interesting. And I put my hand on top of his head.
Yeah.
And then I like begin saying some words,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to intimidate him. I want to see if he breaks before, like he tries to say something before I just throw him.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not even necessarily intending on going through with it. I just want to intimidate him.
Okay. Yeah. You can make an intimidation check. And is the skill normally? It's normally based on strength.
Based on
It's normally
charisma.
Oh, it is based on charisma. Okay, perfect. Then go ahead. Yeah.
I'm
You're not very
sure.
intimidating, which is fine. So he just like scowls and like gets ready for the electrocution, right? So and he maybe he like mumbles like something, but it's more like a prayer than more like a prayer. And I think that Ishii, you hear him say he says it in a language you don't understand, and yeah, he says like a quick prayer, basically. And this doesn't seem to be like save my soul, like last rites kind of thing. This is more like, my God, I'm coming, like await me in the pits of Valhalla or whatever, right? Like he's not scared.
And Malik's
Are you-
looking at Arcturus. It's like, is this really going to be a problem?
Just
You're
You're
muted,
muted.
Legend.
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Yeah, Arcturus is making a lot of interrupting noises when you're like about to fry this guy's brains with his hands behind his back. And then he says, like, yes, this is a problem. Let the man get up and defend himself. She is more than capable of sending him to whatever god he worships, if that is his choice. But I, for one, am not okay with just frying a man who is tied up.
While you are 100% accurate about me being capable and super great and the best fighter in the whole world, you're right about that. This person does not deserve that.
Every person, Ishii.
Well, it sounds like it's Ishii's decision to make if you're putting their life.
Fine, get him up. I'm just gonna deal with this. Freaking stab him in the neck now. I look like the bad guy from.
So you like help him stand.
Yeah, I help him stand up and then like probably do like I grab the ropes and then just like jerk out of the way.
So Malik, when he stands, he turns to look at you, and scowls and then kind of grins, and he says, "You wizard, you have steel. When I meet the Night Serpent, I will tell him to kill you last." And he like cracks his neck and he turns to Ishii and says, I think he just says to you, Arcturus, because this is your plan. He's like, "Give me my spear," and you can see a spear lying nearby.
And I think that like Arcturus like kicks it toward him, but leaves it on the ground.
Yeah. All right. So he picks it up and kind of like spins it around.
Oh, so the Night Serpent, huh? Well, never heard of him.
I got some information out of the guy at least.
and then the fight.
Well, you're prepared, so go ahead.
Yeah. I mean,
you want to initiative?
Yeah. We'll just see who makes the first thing. Let me clear the initiative order here.
17.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I went too fast.
That's okay.
So just to declare my intent here,
Yeah.
the moment it looks like Ishii's going to get hurt, I'm going to murder this guy. Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
no.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Okay.
No
Well,
care
anybody
for
who
the
anybody who
proceeding.
wants to participate in some way can roll initiative.
No,
Is anyone standing within 5 feet? Is it really?
That's not how that works. Pack tactics isn't just standing nearby.
I know.
I know you know.
Okay, so I I guess, a hold action then, little fox?
Yeah, I will hold an action.
Well, he gets to go first anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically my held action would be that when Ishi gets hurt, I want to hit him. But we'll see. Maybe he'll just hurt
Okay, so here's the
Ishi
first
either way.
attack. So Ishi, he spins his spear around and then like lunges at you. And
How about you?
hits you for 2.
Ah!
So like, yeah, stabs you the spear as you stagger back. Maybe you fall over the like zombie corpse a little.
Doesn't look like it's hurt her very much, but then
Yeah, so I go
are you
next.
Malik, you should be on the order, right? You rolled before I cleared it.
No.
Oh no, okay.
That's intimidation, not
That's your
initiative.
intimidation roll, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I go next. I immediately rage and hit him with my maul. He hit my friend. I don't get this whole duel thing. I'm just like, yeah.
It's fine. I just
Wow.
want to give him a chance.
That's
Holy
You're
shit.
hitting Ishi there.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. So you just step up and just crush the
I hit
dude.
him, I hit him for 15 damage.
Okay, he dies.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like he hits Ishi, and then suddenly there's a hammer where he
Yeah.
was.
She's like reeling from this stab, and then the guy's like paced, and she kind of goes,
Fair enough. Yeah.
Arcturus does this like thing where he's just like you can't
Yeah.
always like have the best way,
And
but
Little
that's
Fox
better.
grabs Arcturus's like.
Well, hold on. Before you
chest
get
plate or
a
whatever.
chance, to like go over and yell at Arcturus, Azaka puts her hand on your shoulder, Arcturus, and just shakes her head, and she says, "Some paths end poorly, no matter how you walk them." Like she shakes her head, like don't feel bad about this. Like this is just sometimes how it goes.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like you're gonna die.
No.
because
This was just like this is how it goes. This was a like, yep, this sucks. I'm with you.
No. Like Arcturus is very much like this is. I can live with this.
Yeah,
This was the better way.
both Little Fox and Arcturus, if you don't already have it, take inspiration.
Great.
I already have it.
Yeah, Little Fox walks over to Arcturus, just like grabs his like armor, the like front of his armor, pulls him close, and just like snarls in that really like animal way.
As your
And
rage
like
dissipates.
looms in. Yeah, and her eyes are like a little bit red.
I could
Um,
heal Ishi.
And
Nothing
just
was
like
at
shakes
risk.
her head reproachfully and walks and then puts you down. Like she had lifted you up off the ground a little bit and just like lets you settle back down on the ground and walks off.
Excellent. All right, I'll hand out experience for the encounter, and then we can take a quick break, and then continue your day. So everybody gets 65 experience.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, a little bit of like prisoner tension. Something about the night serpent. Some scary cannibals. And the expedition continues when we get back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Tomb of Annihilation in just a few minutes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Going into the conclusion of today's episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. Roll20 Presents Killing Scary Cannibals. So you've just dispatched like a dozen or so of these sort of mixed. So here's the thing. Here's some things we can say about this group of people. They don't appear to be one homogenous like cultural unit because they don't share. They're not all the same people.
Clearly drawn here from different places.
Yeah. So something else is uniting them. We know that the captive you had before you mangled his brains all over the floor mentioned the night serpent, and they have this blue triangle like marking on their forehead.
I mean, what more would they need than their love of human flesh?
Man, I just came up with my lazy Halloween costume. I'm just gonna draw a blue triangle on my forehead and ramble at people about the night serpent, and I'll be a level 1 encounter in Dungeons and Dragons.
There you go.
So there's this moment afterwards of tension, and I think we fade back in as Dave has mentioned before. It's the like TV show fade in, right? I think it was Dave that you mentioned this, where we see you we end the last one with someone being grabbed, and then we start here on like Little Fox kind of shaking shaking Arcturus.
Yeah, and when Little Fox storms off, or do you walk away? You said.
She like grabs you by your shirt and like lifts you off the ground to snarl in your face and then drops you and walks away.
Yeah, so Arcturus looks over at Ishi and says to Ishi, I wouldn't have let you be hurt, right?
Sure. I mean, I had it in hand. Little Fox, she just doesn't really get the whole like fighting one-on-one thing yet. She gets real mad. You know I had that, right, Little Fox? Like calling across, scurrying over to Little Fox and being like, I appreciate your help, but the whole thing was set up so that I would do it.
And again, she gives you the look and this like the characteristic shrug, right? Of just like, on this we will never agree is more or less what it says.
And that's fair enough, as long as you don't do that when I have some kind of really prestigious, not cannibal guy to smash into the... There will be duels where you shouldn't do that, suffice to say.
I think we can discuss the finer points of how we treat our captives when we're out of the jungle.
Azaka, when you say that, Malik, Azaka says, in the jungle, there are no captives, only predator and prey. We should not have bothered tying him up.
Hey, so remember that time you called me a monster or thing or whatever, and then you blew our cover?
She laughs and she puts her hands up and she's like, I'm sorry, Ishi. I was startled at the sight of them. I should have known better.
Yep.
And she's like, she like pokes her like finger through a hole in her shirt and she says, if it's any consolation, they ruined my favorite shirt.
Don't you hate when that happens? That's why I don't wear a lot of shirts.
She like pulls aside the cloak and it's just like
ragged cloth. Yeah.
And Arcturus, I think, weighs whether or not to have a talk about how like there's never a good time to kill an unconscious person, and weighs like decides that it's like probably not the best time, what with everything, so just like opens his mouth and then shuts up.
Yeah, like Malik notices and like nods to you and he says, at camp, if this is going to be a problem, we do need to address it at some point, just not right now.
Yeah. So the group of you press on to the south through the jungle, following the rapidly rushing river. And I think that as the
alliterative river,
as the sun sets, you can see in the distance as you begin to set camp, there is a massive shadow, man. Like it looks like a wizard's tower, basically. Just this huge like tower sticking up in the distance, just like shadowy through the trees. You can just barely make it out. And Azaka, maybe you catch her. Like everybody else is setting up, and she's just sort of set aside whatever she was doing, just staring kind of balefully at it.
Zaka, now it seems would be a good time for you to tell us a little bit more about what we might be facing with the Terra folk.
She's like squints at you. They're horrible flying beasts. They're
But
evil, wicked,
you-
with terrible claws and talons, and they have my mask.
So claws and talons, did they? You fought them once before. I remember you saying. How is it that they fight? Do they swoop from the skies and then dash off? Do they fight?
She shakes her head and she says, "I don't know. I haven't studied them. They stole my mask. We fought. I lost. I made it out with my life, and now I'm back to finish what I started with them. That is all I know."
How will we know when we see your mask? What does it look like?
She
Perhaps they've stolen many things from many people.
she says, "Well, if we come across more than one mask, I will tell you which is mine."
Because we'll have so much time. Yeah. Sounds good. And I feel like she's not gonna give us anything about like how they fight or whatever.
Or she doesn't know, right? Like they're scary flying monsters, and you'd be ready for that. Basically, is her jam.
Well, I propose that we do what preparation we can for those of us who can't fight. I don't suppose any of you have something like a net.
Nope.
I don't usually need one. I'm actually adverse to nets.
Okay.
Had a
I
bad
can understand
experience as a
that.
child with a net.
Yeah.
We could try tonight while we're at camp to make something rudimentary. It would be easier than allowing them free movement, surely. I'm sure it would help Little Fox at least.
Fair enough.
So you want to try and make a net so that we can melee them instead of having them flying around everywhere?
Yeah, if we have time. Presumably whoever's good with their hands, and I'll help them. Survival. Like trying to take strands of this and that, whatever we can find. It'd be difficult, I'm sure, but it like makes sense to at least try and do, because not everybody has range attacks.
Mm-hmm.
All good ones. What stuff do I have? Got a knife to cut stuff with. I've got rope. Got spikes. Got sealing wax.
I have rope.
I totally misheard that. I thought you said ceiling wax, like wax for a ceiling, like floor wax, but it's like, oh, ceiling. Okay, ceiling wax. Got it.
Yeah, I haven't bought string. Wow. That's really off. That's off for me. I normally like having string.
String's very important to any adventure.
Yeah, so I would suggest gathering some like plant fibers. I mean, we're in like jungle trees and stuff. We could probably like strip down like big leaves, and the fronds of those would be pretty good.
The thing is, to make a net of
Yeah,
any size is a very time-consuming task. Like, I feel like we could do it, but it's going to take like a day.
We're not going to sleep as
Work.
well. Yeah.
But we can let the dice decide.
So as you're getting set up for camp, Azaka sits everybody down around the fire, and she looks over her shoulder, and you can see now that the tip of Firefinger is aflame. You can see through the slightly hazy jungle sky, night as the sun goes down and as night takes over, the darkness is pierced by a single burning and this fire must be like enormous, like bonfire size. And it's up at the top, and if you had to guess at a distance here, I guess Malik, you're probably the best at figuring this sort of thing out. It's like well over 200 feet tall, this tower. Fire. And she points and she says, Firefinger. And then she says to you, we should approach carefully. These creatures are sharp-sighted. They will see us if we come in the open. We should approach at night or wait for rain or try to move through cover of the jungle as we approach. Otherwise, they'll... And she just kind of like shivers. Like what she was thinking is not something she wants to share with you.
Personally, I am very into the idea of approaching during the darkness. It would be very, very helpful.
She looks at you and there's a faint like flicker, like the fire reflects in her eyes, and she says, of course, but the rest of us are not so lucky. She says, you've done well so far. You're brave and know how to fight. I will let you decide how we approach this.
Okay, so for my like mental image, this is like a large like rock spire coming up out of like the rest of the jungle, or is it part of like a small range?
Would
or...
you like to see
Oh,
it?
absolutely.
I have a map.
Yeah, show us.
Firefinger. So you should be able to see that.
Pretty cool,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's pretty cool. It's 300
What's
300 foot tall tower of stone.
As far
with
as
these
as
arrows?
stone towers go.
What's with which arrows?
The dotted lines. That go
Yeah,
from
those are things you're not allowed to see yet. But you can see on the outside where there's little like entrances. There's floors.
Oh, I see. And then this map is going to have.
I'll
the
show
4x4.
you. Yeah, if you go inside Firefinger, I'll take you inside the map.
Okay, well that's sick. That's super cool.
Yeah, I actually really like this map because it's a combination of like player visible stuff and hidden stuff. So there's like a bunch more to this map that chat, for example, can see right now. They can see what on all the different levels and stuff. And as you climb, you'll be able to see what's inside if you go in. But yeah.
Cool. So we need to like fight our way up a thing,
Yeah, maybe.
presumably, or something.
I personally am still under the vote of, cover of darkness, move quietly, make sure the terrafolk don't see us, all that kind of thing.
I mean, you would, Ishi, but I cannot see in the dark. And neither can Malik. We would be lit up by whatever source of light we both needed to get through the jungle. If you and Little Fox would like to go by yourselves, then it would be beneficial to go.
I can't go by myself. I need to protect you. That's my whole job, remember?
Well, I cannot help you with that if I can't see.
So while you're having this conversation, you can actually see in the distance tiny dark specks moving around the fire. Mainly when they get close to the fire, when they cross in front of it, there are some sort of like creatures flying around the top of Firefinger.
The clear compromise here would be to go at either dusk or dawn, when Ishi is going to not struggle due to the light, but we'll still be able to see. So it's like
You're currently about 10 miles from, like, it's at the very edge of your vision, right? So it's a day basically of traveling to get there from here.
So yeah, we could do like a split day of traveling where we do like an early morning where it's just like the morning twilight, and then lay low for the day, and then at dusk when it starts getting dark again, keep traveling the other half.
Yes, a good idea.
Little Fox doesn't really suggest all of this. This is just me, Andrew, suggesting
Of
it. She
course.
doesn't talk, so.
Oh, well then allow me. Well, what about instead of if in the nighttime we went, what if we went like when it was getting dark? Because then we'll be inside the thing by the time we need light. And
Zaka, did you ever go inside the...
She shakes her head. No, they attacked me in the jungle.
So chances are, if they see us, they will also attack us before we get to the tower.
She nods. If they see us approaching Firefinger, they will come.
I am not very good at sneaking.
Well,
Okay.
there's
Well,
no.
those
there's
are
no
my
time.
suggestions.
This is the way that it's going to have to be if we're going to do what we're going to do. We'll take those precautions. We'll move in the late evening. See if the space inside is safe in case we need to stop on the way. But I don't think there's much more than we can do about that. I have this particular lantern, which should hide our presence somewhat. As
The
a
hooded
hood.
lantern.
It will only show off the area just below us.
Look at my cool lantern. Okay, all right. So we have one more day, basically one more day of travel before it's like approach Firefinger's like base, if that's what you're gonna do. So we'll do Operation Stealth Firefinger after. This is just the first night you can see it in the distance. So we got one more day of travel to go. So let's do the thing. Everybody spend Arcturus, make your roll for hunting. Everybody spend a ration. Arcturus, maybe spend a ration or eat some fish.
I'm gonna see if I can eat some fish.
Okay.
That's survival, you said?
It is survival, yeah.
Delicious
Nice
pocket soup.
Yeah, you got
Fish!
it. No problem. Okay.
Long rested. Nice. Nice back up.
Okay. And then roll Little Fox, roll your D4. Okay. And so that's 5, that's 8 total.
It's going to be really hard to get lost.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Which is what I would say. Even if you had gotten lost, I would have told you you're fine. But yes, you've got Firefinger in the distance. You got a nice clear look at it. Mostly this next roll to see if anything interrupts you is what's important.
We're just all looking up at it. Just like,
Yeah, exactly. You
back.
just fall off the edge of a cliff. No, you're good. Actually, it's close. I rolled very close to the required encounter threshold, but no, you spend the day traveling, and then as dusk falls, you're kind of within assault on Firefinger vicinity. So walk me through the plan, and then we'll make some rolls.
So
So it's dusk of this day that you're going to approach Firefinger.
I think so.
Okay.
presumably, yeah, because we would have done some of our traveling in the very early part of the day, laid low during the day, and then in the evening, or like late in the day when the sun is low, start moving again.
Mm-hmm.
So we approach at sunset dramatically, probably.
Yeah. Firefinger is to the south of you, so the sun will be setting
To our right.
to your yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Very dramatic. All right. So you're like making your way out there. And so yeah, at dusk you're gonna be basically you just want to try to like approach the base of Firefinger without any of the Terra folks spotting you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, let's get everybody to make a stealth check.
Guidance.
I will make a perception check, but at disadvantage because of dusk. Because it's dim light.
Give guidance to the person with the worst stealth roll. It can
Can
only
I
be
just
one
give
person.
guidance to everybody?
No, you can only do one.
Oh, okay. Chances are it'll be me
What's
because
every-
I have.
What's everybody's stealth?
because
Azaka's
heavy armor.
stealth.
It's 4.
Mine's
Yeah,
0.
hers is +4.
Mine is 2.
Does heavy armor give me disadvantage? Yeah.
It does, yes.
So 0 with disadvantage.
It's you.
Okay. On you then.
It's me.
Flow like water.
Oh,
Quiet
so-
water, just the shushy kind.
Water, quiet water.
Okay.
Let's
So
see if
yeah,
I can-
everybody roll, and we'll just. The only thing that matters to me is the lowest one.
It's a 3.
Arcturus, you're lucky. I have disadvantage.
I have 7.
Good stuff. Okay. Well, all right. So slightly better than your average roll, I guess. Okay. So let's see. I will make a perception roll for the Terrafolk.
7.
Oh shit! Your secret plan works. Moving at dusk, traveling like you're clanking around a little, and you gotta go slow, but you did it. You're really lucky I rolled so bad. So it works. Good job. So yeah, you get closer and closer to Firefinger, and as you do, the dark shapes of the Terrafolk kind of like flying around its top become clearer and clearer, and these things are very large. Yeah, they're like enormous pteranodon people, basically.
Oh God.
And yeah, you see at least a half dozen of them flying around up top. It looks like that's where their nest is.
So yeah, like throughout the
Okay,
evening,
so
we're like trying to get a count on them, and we ballpark it around 6
so
that we can see.
Yeah, up. I mean, at the very top. Oh, and I guess here's something you notice as you reach the base. So the base is covered in trees, right? So the trees extend up as far as they go, and there's just this like column of stone at the bottom. And when you get there, you see that there is a body. There's a body lying on the ground at the bottom of the the tower.
here, let me take a quick look.
And I like, roll the body over and
Okay,
Pat
yeah,
it
get up
down.
close to it. Okay, so yeah, it's a dead elf. And
it's not the same elf we saw with the flaming fist, is it?
no, it's a dead elf lying in the mud. His rib cage is crushed, and his legs and arms are both broken, and he's like got twigs and leaves stuck in his clothes, which are all torn.
So this dude got chucked off the side of the thing.
Right.
Yeah. And when you and so here's the thing, we get the long slow pan up from the body as you look around and you see like another one over there and another one over there and like two more over there, and there's like a dozen, maybe more, of these just like bodies like lying around in the mud at the base of Firefinger. Azaka is just like staring up the thing nervously.
Are we sure about this?
A bit too late to go back, don't you think?
Well, okay. I guess I'll go first.
Hold on. We need to find a way. Can we see this hole up here?
Yes. Yeah. It's if you like get to the bottom of the ladder and peer up, yeah, it looks like it's about 60 feet up off the ground.
Hold on, then there's presumably something in there that doesn't want us to be climbing up. We need to find a way to...
I mean, it's entirely possible they fell from the top where the Terrafolk live.
Also that, but I think
there's an ancient looking wood and vine, like a wooden rope ladder mounted to the spire right next to you.
I think we should nonetheless be prepared for the fact that it looks like if there were something to dwell in that first floor, it would have an incredibly well defended entrance.
Either that or it's not very hungry.
Well, also, we've managed to sneak up this far without them seeing us. Maybe we're just gonna get the drop on them.
I don't know if they're going to be the only things that live in this tower.
The longer we stand around here, the more chance there is of a big freaking fly thing coming down and grabbing us.
We've come this far. We're going into the tower. That's the only way to get to wherever this mask is, anyway. I can't fly. Can you?
No.
No.
Do kobolds? Some kobolds fly. Not this one, but some of them do.
Yep. And some of them use
If you-
constructed wings.
If you want to go up first, just be very careful. Look into the as far into it as you can and make sure there's nothing waiting for you as you get
Right.
to the top of the ladder.
I mean, I have heavy armor. I will go in front of you, Ishi.
No, I think Ishi should go first.
I can
We have
probably
the same AC.
I can probably take a look without whatever, if there's something in there, without it seeing me, whereas they're going to hear you coming.
Oh, that's also true.
I'll go first.
And then Ishi heads towards the tower to climb the ladder.
Okay.
Sneakily, if possible.
Yeah, I mean, I assume everything that you're doing is under the auspices of not being like loud and obnoxious,
Yes.
which is, I know, hard for Ishi, but
I am not clanging pots and announcing my arrival.
I am so great.
I am
so great. Okay, all right, Ishi. So you got your rapier, put your little hands on the bottom rungs. You want to try and climb up the
crossbow slung over my shoulder. Just...
All right. Can you please make a athletics check for me? It's a DC 8 dexterity athletics check. So,
Dexterity athletics check.
yeah.
Wait, what?
So normally athletics is strength, but
Okay, well, can we just +4 whatever I roll here?
Sure.
Because
So acrobatics is dex.
normally, yeah.
so +4 to that.
Okay. Yep. Sure. You're fine. So you scamper up. I mean, you're the lightest person in the group, right? So the ladder
I
doesn't.
scamper up and press myself against the side, like next to the door, and kind of like peek.
Okay, so it takes a little while. You clamber up the ladder. You break the canopy and climb up. And at 60 feet, right, there's a lip, and you can hear the wind like whistling over the mouth of this cave, and it looks like the cave isn't a natural. Like it doesn't look like, or it looks like it's natural. It looks like it's eroded in. It doesn't look like someone specifically like carved out. It's not a doorway.
Okay.
And so it's like whistling and kind of making this howling sound as you climb up there, and you can peer out and you can see the swiftly darkening jungle surface, and then above you the leathery, at a great distance, flap of the wings of the terrafolk above.
Okay, well, I shuffle to the side enough that whoever's coming up next after me will have space to like stand.
Okay,
How long is this? How high is this ladder?
60 feet.
Oh, so we would have had to give Ishi another thing of rope to be able to help.
Yes, yeah, it's 60. Each like segment is more or less 60 feet.
I'm
they-
going
they-
to fail the dex roll. I'm just letting you guys know.
They vary.
Unless you roll real good.
Unless someone else with a better dex goes up with another thing of rope and lowers some rope so that I can have advantage. That's like, we
Little
have to do
Fox will
that
go
because I
next.
have 0 dex.
Yeah. Little Fox just like does the guinea hand.
Yeah.
Has her
So
rope.
I guess Arcturus watches Ishi go up the ladder and goes like, I don't think that I will be very good at that. Do we have rope? And like, I guess we would discuss that Ishi took some with her because I don't think we're yelling. And then I'd be like, okay, well, when you get to the top, will you tie this together and then lower some down for me, please?
Yeah, and Little Fox just kind of nods and starts climbing.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So what's your total rope length available to you?
We have 150 feet of rope altogether, but 2 ropes is going to be 100.
Yes. Okay. All right. So are you just tying all your rope together?
Yeah,
That would be
I
the
I
idea.
need help to get up this ladder.
Okay. Well, okay. So who's gonna go next?
Little Fox.
All right, Little Fox. Same deal.
So it's a dex.
It's a dex plus athletics.
Yeah, if I were proficient, that would be nice. So for me, it's just dex. Do I know the DC or do I not?
No, just go ahead and roll.
Right.
No, not
I
bad.
guess 17.
Okay. All right. So you climb the ladder, reaching the top.
Wait, they said you next?
So yeah. So
Yeah, and
you-
there's just like the big hand that curls over the rock lip and she hauls herself over.
Mhm.
What if something attacks them while they're down there? We're supposed to protect them.
And she just like shrugs and like reaches around to the back of your pack where your rope is hanging and just like turns you around and plucks it off your pack and like
Yes,
starts
okay,
tying rope
fine.
together. And then lowers it down. She just like sits cross-legged at the cliff edge
Mhm.
and lowers the rope down.
hmm
And literally the anchor for it is me. I'm just gonna hold it.
I was gonna say you can't really even sit cross-legged. Like it's only, the lip is only about as thick as like your butt, right? Like you can
Okay.
kind of just like,
I like glance in the cave and see if there's room for me to like
yeah, you can go into the cave, sure.
just like a couple feet in. I'm not gonna like charge in there
Yeah, like
because I need to be able to get like a wide stance if I'm gonna hold.
I've
the
moved
rope
you
and
into the
lift
cave
up.
map. You can see that there's an eroded, like the eroded interior goes back into a deeper area, and you can hear the wind kind of like howling around inside.
Yeah, and she's like wary of it, but needs to have enough room to actually get into like a good solid
Sure.
position, and ties the rope or like wraps the rope around her arm so she can like lean back on it.
Okay,
Mhm.
lower the
Lift
rope.
people up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcturus takes the rope at the bottom and like makes like a little kind of swing out of it.
You tied
And
around
then,
your butt.
like, yeah, and then like goes to climb the ladder with this rope like as insurance, basically.
And yeah, when you're ready, you do the like 2 tugs, and then you
Mhm.
feel like 2 tugs in response, and you start getting kind of like ski lifted up.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that this will give me advantage on this roll.
Yes. Yeah,
Can
you can roll.
Can I also use guidance?
Yeah, you can pray first.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, if he fucks up, I'm there to catch him.
I will say
So-
this though. So you've been all like quiet and stuff, but does guidance have a verbal component?
Yes.
Okay, so it will be loud because you have to speak at a like loud volume to cast spells.
Okay.
You can't cast at a whisper. So just so you know.
And I would have to choose whether or not to do it before.
Yes, yeah, before you roll.
Just come on up.
Okay.
It'll be
Well,
fine.
it's
Advantages.
just Dex because I don't have athletics as like
Mhm,
bonus.
Yeah, and you get advantage.
That didn't help.
No, the advantage
It'll be
did not help.
fine.
Okay, so you did not you didn't fail it enough to fall, right? So
Okay.
you start climbing up, but at one point halfway up you slip, and when you go to grab the next rung, the rung snaps. You fall. Your feet break a few of the rungs on the way down, and then you like jerk to a stop. And little chunks of broken wood like rungs like tumble down on Malik and Azaka.
So am I on the ground?
No, and then you get
You're
pulled the
like
rest of the way.
suspended halfway up, and yeah, little fox kind of has to like do a lot of the work to get you up.
Don't drop her. Come on, keep reeling.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to roll
Drop
a Dex athletics.
Yeah, it's the
so I
same.
just rolled
It's fine.
Dex.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
if you have athletics proficiency,
don't.
then it applies, but that's the only difference.
That's
yeah.
the only
so
difference.
so yeah, she hauls you up, she lowers the rope back down, the next person can try to come up.
Okay. So this ladder is now more difficult to climb than it was before
Sorry.
because part of it is broken.
I should have gone last.
Azaka looks at you, Malik, and you look at her, and she kind of gives you like, "Well, do you want to go or do you want me to go?"
I shall probably go next. I think you'll probably have a better time of it in case I further damage it. Well, if it can be damaged further than Arcturus already has.
And she looks at you and she says, "I appreciate your faith in me, but if there is anything I hate more than water, it's climbing. But we don't have to tell the others."
He nods and like puts a hand on her shoulder and says, "Then why don't you go first? Just get it over with."
She like takes a couple of deep breaths. She's like, "Oh, okay," and she begins to climb. So let's see. She's gonna roll with her dexterity. So she just has dex. Boop. No problem. Yeah, she's a very graceful climber. She doesn't like heights, but she's good at climbing. And so you watch her, and she's like pretty good at this. She like grabs the bottom rungs, kind of like hops over the broken part, grabs one, pulls herself up, and just like scrambles up, no problem. She gets up next to you, Ishi, and like the wind is like blowing her hair around a little bit, and she looks at you and kind of like immediately like pushes past between Malik and Little Fox to get into the cave, and then puts her hand on the wall and is just like trying really hard, doing that thing where she's tipping her head back so she doesn't have to look down.
Yeah. Try not to puke in the cave.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
you think
the
these
rope
people
comes
have never
back
been
down.
on a high mountain before? Neither have I, but it's fine.
Well, and also you're the smallest one, so you can stand on the lip like relatively comfortably.
Yeah.
No one else here can get their whole foot on the lip.
I've got that sweet tail counterbalance and everything. It's great.
All right, Malik, your turn.
All right, let's give it a go. I'm gonna try and be a lucky boy.
Okay.
Eh,
There you go. Okay.
Every time.
So this is absolutely like a Nathan Drake like a moment, right? Like where you start to climb and you reach it and the thing kind of like bends away from the wall a little bit, starts to blow, and you know if you don't hit that quick time event, you're gonna fail. So what does it look like? Like what is your luck? How does your luck hold out here?
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
It's that the rung is about to snap under his foot, but Little Fox just happens to be pulling at the right moment to like have it not matter. So his foot is like breaking it and falls away, but right as he's getting tugged up, and it counterbalances it perfectly.
It bends and like starts to crack, and then you lift your foot off of it, and it like tumbles away underneath you. Yeah, I like that. That's good. All right, Malik, you reach the top and enter the cave. Cool.
Ooh.
All right, so the cave beyond. Let me see. I think you've got light. Let's see here.
Do you think there's a way through here to the higher levels that's not, skirting around that very precarious shelf?
Hope so.
Yeah, it's dark in the cave. You can see right now because the sun is setting and like casting light into it, but someone will need to illuminate a source of light.
And yeah, I don't think I have dark vision either.
No.
So
I
only-
do.
Only Ishii has that advantage.
Yeah.
thus
Malik
making it pointless.
and selects from his lantern pole.
Your lantern inventory.
Yeah, I think we're just going to use a normal lamp,
Okay.
which is I should write the things next to them, shouldn't I? Really? I'm pretty sure it's 3060, but I will just check that for you.
All right. I mean, everything. The whole tower is only 50 feet across. So, God, Jesus, a 50 foot across stone tower that doesn't get any like thinner at the top, 300 feet up, in any amount of wind would just be like, whoa, like wobbling around. So yeah, so don't worry too much about the range. It'll be able to pretty much cover. But so you light a lantern and hold it aloft.
It's a 15 foot and then dim for an additional 30, so 45 feet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think you're okay. All right, so from here, let me zoom us in a little more here. So from where you are, my friends, you can see there are two exits from the entrance area of the cave. You can go straight ahead, but almost immediately there's like a pit to the left. So you can see that here. The pit is like a divot that's let me see how deep that thing is. It looks like it's a 10-foot deep pit. There's also a way you can go to the right into this little cavernous area here, or you can skirt around the edge of the pit. What are you gonna do?
Who's in the lead here?
I think I'm in front just because I was at the back pulling people up.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the light from Malik's lantern, I will step into the larger room of the cave and like look around.
Okay. All right. Make a perception check for me. See if you notice anything.
One moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got 19.
nice.
Cool.
Good job.
All right. So, you hear the sound of wind coming from the other side, like across the pit. You can see there's this like entrance here, and actually you can feel airflow in here. So there's like
like the whole thing is getting cross ventilated.
yeah.
And so presumably this area on the right is just a loop then, because the main flow of air is going across the pit and through.
As far as you know, yeah.
Yeah, that would be my guess. So
Everybody else is like huddled on the other side.
and yeah, so she motions for everyone to follow. But what she's going to do is go over here and then point into it and like motion Malik over and like make a little like blinky hands for the lantern and point around the corner because she wants him to like illuminate it a bit so she can take a look in case there's like a giant spider or something. You know. The
Are
usual
you sure
dungeon
you don't
stuff.
want me to go first? I can see.
Oh yeah, and then she like looks back at Ishii.
Well,
and
not if
does
the lantern's
eyes.
lit, right? Your dark vision's all fudged up.
I do the eyes and I point to the other to this thing that you're next to right now.
I don't think in this edition dark vision gets affected by the lights.
Everybody's got it, and it's just never goes away. Which is so weird. But yeah,
I
okay.
mean,
It
yeah,
is.
I don't know that there's any rule. I'm willing to allow that to
That's
be the
just
case.
usually how I assume it is, but that also might just be older D&D
Yeah.
like cruft.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like we want to pincer this little section here that would appear to loop on itself. So Malik close behind me.
Yeah, so as the two of you kind of get into that area, and Azaka is like hella eager to get into the cave and away from the edge.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it does indeed seem to create a shape, a C shape there, or backward C.
And so yeah, I just want to like carefully check this out and make sure that there's nothing waiting to like ambush us.
No, there's nothing in that little cave there.
Then why did they put it there?
They didn't. It was eroded.
No, I know. I'm
It's
just
natural
being
erosion.
silly.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, there's this 10-foot pit that is like 15 feet across, and about 10 feet deep.
Ooh, I bet you I can jump that.
I bet you could, but I don't think all of us could.
How far across is it?
15 feet at its
I
closest.
could jump if I start with running. It's strength, right?
Well, yeah, you can barely get a 10-foot run, but no, I guess there's two squares there. Yeah, you could run from where you're standing.
Yeah, I could get a 15-foot jump. Well, 16-foot technically.
looking down into the pit, does it look like there's anything in there?
The bottom of the pit seems to have a scattering of like debris, like rocks and dirt. And I think you see maybe like some bits of like lighter material, like broken wood or something. It's hard. It's 10 feet.
Is there
down,
like a
so-
stone at my feet or
Yeah,
something
sure.
that I can? Yeah, I just like chuck a rock in there, like gently, just kind of like drop one in.
Okay. Yeah, it clatters
See if
down.
anything moves. or
Yeah, it clatters down
reacts.
into the pit, and it disturbs it disturbs the rubble. And when the rock hits the bottom of the pit, that's when you hear the hissing sound from above of the enormous spiders whose webs you just disturbed.
How did I didn't even know it was spiders. I was just like, in case there's a giant
You
spider
did
or
it.
something. but-
So actually, I gotta move to these. So
We could have just jumped.
they're on the ceiling and the walls, and they come like skittering towards you. Ishi or everybody gets surprised except Little Fox. Little Fox gets to take a turn on this first one. But looking at the clock, I think we
Yeah,
might
I
have
was
to
gonna say.
cliffhanger this shit. I think.
Find out next time.
Find out next time. Will they survive the giant spiders? Tune
Will
in.
our heroes survive their encounter with the giant spiders of flaming whatever this place is called?
Tune in
Firefinger.
for the very 5th episode.
That's right.
of-
Next week on the very 5th episode, same tomb time, same tomb channel. Thanks for coming, everybody.
We need to have a talk about this. There's nobody after us in the schedule. 3 hours is not long enough.
All right, we'll bring it up.
Just address it with
Take it
management.
up with
That's right.
HQ.
We'll take it up with HQ. Cool. All right. So yeah, let's say our goodbyes. Ishi, Distracted Elf, Snaggletooth. Where can people find you on the internet, my friend?
Well, if you wish to find the most famous kobold in all of Chult, you can find them at twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter at distractedelf. They did really name the Kobold Mountain after me. It was me.
Excellent. Lil Fox.
That's me. I'm Andrew. You can find me on Twitter at Comedian Crow or on twitch.tv/actualfactual. I have a game called Girl by Moonlight that I'm making, and you can playtest that or whatever else. It's a Magical Girl tabletop role-playing game.
Fantastic. Thank you. Dave, Magical Dave.
Magic me today. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming and watching again. I don't know why I'm still doing my Whispering voice. I just got into
You don't want the Patera folk to come and
Yeah.
Paterrorize you.
Patera.
They're
Yes,
Paterrable.
Yes, the terror
They're gonna
folk.
tear you
Very,
apart.
Very scary.
If you would like to follow me on Twitter, you can at Dave_the_human. I would appreciate it because even though it means very little, I'm quite close to 1,000 followers. So I'd quite like that just for like my own ego. You won't get anything out of it. I don't really tweet very much when I do it. So,
You're doing it. You're this is how we social media. You don't get anything out of it, but like follow me because I want those numbers.
yeah.
Arbitrary goals.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave _the_sorcerer. Arcturus, where are you at on the internet?
Hi, I'm Arcturus in this game, or Blue Jay in other places. You can find me at twitch.tv/BlueJay, or on Twitter at BlueJay_712, where I'm pretty soon gonna go back in time, I guess, because I'm at 8,800 followers. Not 1,000. That'd be a lot.
That'd be a lot.
That'd be a lot. So me and Dave both hitting milestones. It's good shit. And you can also find all of us on Thursdays on twitch.tv/Roll20 app, playing like a really cool game, Burning Wheel, that I'm really into. So yeah, check that out too.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody. Big ups as always to the cast. Thanks, my friends. It's a good playing D&D with you, and to everyone for coming and watching. We'll be back on Thursday on our regular channel, Roll20 app with Burning Wheel, and then Friday at the usual time. If you miss any of the episode, we do a vodcast on our channel beforehand at 11 o'clock Pacific. Otherwise, you'll be able to find this and all of our other content down below at any of the exciting links upon which you can visit. You're going to see me again next tomorrow for a very special Roll20 esports event. I'm going to teach the Roll20 esports team how to play Dungeon World. They have never played a role-playing game before, and I'm going to be walking them through making characters and causing some chaos as soon as the HGC Crucible is over. So it should be kind of early to mid-afternoon tomorrow. Keep an eye on the social medias for that. I'm out. We're out. Thank you so much for coming. We will see you next time, everybody. Bye. This stream is brought to you by Roll20, an easy-to-use virtual tabletop dedicated to making tabletop RPGs accessible to everyone. Join the adventuring party at roll20.net.